and we'll run the ball effectively. But I really think we are going to assault these guys through the air today. I just think that they have some real problems with the length in the secondary. Those big guys can't flop their hips over. And I really feel like we'll have a field day throwing the football. Perfect day for football. A lot of people going to be listening, watching, and I hope that we get some good questions. And let's rock and roll.
Again, want to reestablish what we're doing. This is a watch party with Jim Donnan, Radi, Nabulsi, me, Dayne Young. We've got about 3 minutes up until the game starts over at Sanford Stadium. And so this is probably about 9 seconds behind if you're watching on TV. So maybe if you can hit pause for 9 or 10 seconds, you'll be lined up exactly with your second screen experience.
So I didn't even think about that. I was thinking, hey, if you watch Georgia score, then turn to us and watch our reaction. But no, if you actually, it's a good point, or if you're DVRing it, we'll try to remind us in the chat section if we're not calling out the game time or what's going on to do so, because I know a lot of you are at the actual game today. You're not watching us because you're in the stadium, which is exactly what we want. We don't want to ever pull from Stanford Stadium attendance, but when you're watching the recording that you put on your DVR, we'll let you know when kickoff is. You line it up with your DVR, you push play on both, and then you have our commentary. We're not going to do a play-by-play. That's not in his wheelhouse. It's not in my capabilities, and it's not in Coach Donna's resume. So, I mean, in his contract for what we have to do today. So, we are going to give you analysis, but what we want is to be interactive. If you want to know what Coach thinks about the formation, a play call, a rep thing, he's here for that. First and foremost, I'll give a shout out to one of our big sponsors here. I'm having Nabulsi seltzers, the Catalina lime mixer. Everybody knows I'm a lime drinking fool. I love key lime pies. I'm having their Catalina lime mixer.
You do like key lime pie.
I do love key lime pies. And I'm telling you, this Catalina lime mixer, straight out of the movie. I know everyone's thinking it. You're hearing it in your head. You're hearing it, my brother. It's from the movie. So I'll tell you more about that later. Thanks to my friends, Farmer, for hooking us up with the seltzers, the Bud Lights, and our friend Josh over love the food.
Can't beat that.
So you'll probably hear us eating. You'll see us drinking during all games. That's the great thing. Here in the South, it is a beautiful day outside.
Turn the tent a little bit closer. We've got something breaking up a little bit. So.
I'll get my antenna out a little bit there.
What about the mortgage? Get us a little lick on that.
Yeah. Speaking of, look at Coach blowing up there.
That's what he asked me to kick off a receive.
What should he do?
Yeah,
I would take the ball today, but I'm sure we'll defer.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Let me get my game notes here together. So, I guess we got the ESPN. They're trying to decide. Course is deciding what head to put on.
And it is LSU. I was making sure he wasn't going to throw it away.
Yeah.
That's kind of his style.
Yeah. I do want to mention our friends over at Southeastern Mortgage. That you're not going to find a better mortgage company in the state of Georgia, and it's not Southeastern Mortgage. Those guys do fantastic work. And I want to mention their if you're kind of confused as to which way to go, Southern, Southeastern, look, just go to 123getloan.com. 123GETLOAN, getloan.com, and get a loan there. Here's the thing, the rates are incredible. Those guys are going to take care of you. They are huge Georgia fans. We have a couple of those guys that actually go on Facebook, and they go to all the away games. We've seen them there. These are not, hey, how can we get to the Georgia people? These are Georgia fanatics who are at the game today. So I'm just letting you know, if you get a chance, watch. Swing by 123getloan.com for Southeastern. So who's calling the game today?
That's Dan Orlovsky, former Connecticut quarterback. Bob Wischusen. Okay. The antenna did work, so okay. Thanks for getting
Thank you, folks. Apparently putting it in my pocket or sitting on top of my fat butt keeps it from working.
Too much key lime pie.
Yeah. I'm actually down about 30 pounds.
Good for you.
I'm going to add it. Yeah. I was much fatter than I am now. Still fat, but not nearly as fat. So.
Every time you call me, you're walking around the intramural fields in the heat of the day at like 3 p.m. So, yeah, you do that enough in the heat that we've had.
Yeah, there's Trayvon in his cast, and
Kirby's on got the Johnny Cash shirt on.
Oh, yeah, the man in black. Number 44, Trayvon Walker, the fantastic freshman. We put in the Georgia 3-2-1 report, had surgery on his wrist. So if you see him on the game, he's got a cast on to here, and he's got his arm in a sling. And you think, oh, well, his season's done. It's not. He's going to be back. It's just, it's post-surgery, so they block it down really tough. You'll see him out there, maybe not next week, but at least definitely by Florida, I imagine. Probably wearing a club.
He's going to be playing next week, I think.
Oh, well,
here we
Right.
go.
Georgia is receiving.
Georgia is receiving.
They must have deferred.
Yeah. All right,
Who knows? We didn't get.
So if you're trying to set this up with your DVR, kickoff is coming, and we have 1, 2, 3 total leather. There you go. And we're not gonna. Oh, catch the bloody ball.
Come on, Radi, overreact.
Well, I'm just saying it's.
Doesn't matter.
It's in the end zone.
I know. It makes me nervous when guys don't catch it. If you don't
We're
catch
right
it, then
out
what
of
if
the
you can't catch
bat.
it?
We got Schaefer playing left guard, so and looks like we're coming out in a heavy formation here with
Yeah.
Mays in the game. So looks like we're going to try to run the ball right here on some power set. We got Mays as a tight end. Look,
Yeah, he's lined up outside Andrew Thomas.
Simmons, Cager, and Swift at the skill positions.
Blockers.
look at this! Look at this power look here. We're going to run it over here to.
7 versus 4.
Now, if Georgia would have gone play action there and thrown over the top,
Well, we're not going to guess about things too much,
No.
but I think the one thing that Kirby wants to establish right off the bat in this game is the physicality that we have, and we'll do that with our front. Just the fact that we started Mays in there, we've taken him out now and put him in at guard and come in with Warner in the tight end.
fans look like they did fill out the stadium, as they always do, and as Kirby requested.
Oh.
Always like it when you get your first completion because it just kind of gets the nerves out of. And that was kind of an RPO there where you fake the ball up inside. Coming back with that heavy set again on first down, bringing Warner out of the game, putting Mays in, moving him over, and that's a good look. The thing that worked so well the first time is they ran away from it a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. Warner's still in, though. They really didn't.
Oh, wow. I tell you what, yeah. There's the play action you were talking about, Dayne.
Say goodnight, Gracie. I like the way we're setting these things up here now.
How many guys were in the box before that ball snapped?
Well, and you saw Tyler Simmons kind of slide inside more in a little bit of motion.
Yeah.
Why would he do that, Coach? Why would he slide inside
Just to give
open up?
himself more room on a tight formation to the boundary. But the thing that was good about that is the fact that the rhythm throw and you know, anticipating the break. This is a real tight bunch set to the left. We got some pretty good counter possibilities here.
Look at that hole.
I mean, Georgia's getting 4 to 5 yards at will right now with very little resistance.
At will. At will Muschamp. That's what you meant to say, right?
No. With his reading glasses, that's become a thing in Columbia, apparently.
Will's actually got those are spy glasses so he can get out to the field and see more. He's got zoom lens. He's trying to read our wristbands.
Yeah.
See what the plays are. I like this kind of situation here because you can run or pass. You know, there's a lot of things you can do, and we're going to try to run the zone play with the
Holy
cutback. Some people have asked me
That close from
about, you know, zone play. You have an inside zone where you have a lot of cutback possibilities where the backside really tries to protect anything from coming outside and you cut. And then the outside zone where you're really trying to stretch it and take it obviously to the outside, but you're still blocking an area instead of a man. This is kind of funky here. Got Swift lined up in a no-back empty set, which has a lot of possibilities of bringing him in motion. Here he comes.
Yeah. He's got 5 going out.
I like it. The one thing we've seen so far with Coach Coley and Kirby's approach here is about 7 or 8 plays and 7 or 8 formations, trying to keep them from getting any kind of rhythm on what our formation tendencies are, and because that's what Muschamp, being a disciple of Nick Saban, they play formation tendencies, and now we're in what we call a gang look with 2 wides and 2 guys outside them, really split. That's what would you call the zone read, but basically we call it a zone give, unless once in a while, we'll see Jake keep the ball, which he could have right then. But really in a situation here where we're going to be real careful with the football. We got Mr. Automatic.
Yeah.
But it's pretty close to topping out on his range. But like the crossing routes at this point on the season.
Similar formation, but this time Swift comes back to the backfield.
They bring in pressure. Oh,
Smart play by Jake, not taking the sack there. Puts us in a field goal situation. And what happened there when Dayne was mentioning the motion guy coming back, you line up in an empty look hoping they'll give you a check, and then you bring him back to the backfield. But they did a good job playing us man on that and covered us pretty well.
So, Coach, I know the fan perspective here is going to be, okay, Georgia was getting that 4 to 5 yards of pop, and they get across midfield, and then it just stalls. Why can't what they were doing at the beginning of the drive continue to work through the end zone? And I know it's not that simple, but explain to me why it's not that simple.
Well, they missed the first down pass is the biggest thing, and then he got behind the sticks. But here comes Mr. Automatic. Really a pretty fruitful drive there, any way you look at it. You'd like to have gotten touchdown, but except for one bad play, the pass on first down where they got 2 yards, it was a pretty good situation there. We got any questions yet besides what you got?
10-15 in the first quarter. Georgia leads 3-0.
Would you like to hit a commercial here? A commercial break for us?
Yeah, I tell you what, we're not going to have too many commercials on the show, but we're going to hit one real quick while I get my while I eat some food. Go ahead.
To tell you about the crisp taste of Bud Light, we've invented a new messaging system using the sounds of an ice-cold Bud Light. It's called Crisp Code. Here's a special football edition. Quarterback. Turn on the game. While you're up, pass me a Bud Light. Chicken wings. 99 yards to the house. That's it for today. Go get a Bud Light and start sending your own encrysped messages. It's really fun.
Brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light, crisp. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
And we're back.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the UGA Sports Live Watch-Along Party. We're joined by Coach Donnan, Dayne Young, and myself, Radi, Nabulsi, of course, the publisher at UGAsports.com. Shout out to our guys who were in the stadium today, Anthony Dasher, Seth Rainey, Patrick Garvin, Paul Meharry, and Jake Roos. We have 5 guys over there covering it. We will have a ton of coverage from the game. Plus, you have your chance to ask questions and jump in. I guess we need to probably take a couple questions while we got.
Well, here's a question for you, Radi.
Yes.
When do you break out the key lime pie? That's from Drew.
Drew, when the clock
The second
says
key lime pie?
the
Is that
second
the actual question?
when the clock says 0:00, I will be back. Knock out the key lime pie. I'm enjoying that key lime, that Catalina lime mixer. So I was told a pound of one of these after every.
That's a new deal. Explain what that is.
It is. So seltzers are big. It's a seltzer water. It's a flavored alcoholic seltzer water. 6% alcohol by volume, 133 calories. So now normally if I'm watching a game, I like heavy beers, some of those Doppelbocks. And that is not good for my waistline. These seltzers are fantastic. So I'm
What kind of flavors
speaking clearly
you got?
now, but as the game progresses, a few of these. We got the Catalina lime mixer and the Aloha Beaches, the other one. So
I want to give a shout out here to Rodrigo Blankenship, though, and coach has called him Mr. Automatic, and he hit that field goal. He's hit everything this season, and I'm assuming this kickoff, if he wants it to, will go through the end zone and be a touchback, and that's exactly what just happened. How valuable is that, coach, to have a Rodrigo?
It's money in the bank. I mean, it just makes you feel very comfortable in your play calling and also on your kickoff. I remember Doug Marone and Bill Parcells, pro coaches, say, hey, they sleep a lot better on Saturday night knowing you got a guy and kick it out of the end zone instead of trying to cover against some of these great kick returners. Right off the bat here comes Carolina in a wide formation. Not going to make a lot of yards against Georgia throwing the ball backwards. Well, I tell you, Olargy just really shown a lot of leadership, being a captain as a freshman, and they're going fast here, Roddy. I'm surprised at this, but
true freshman quarterback and Ryan Olinsky.
That's because I predicted the opposite, so they're going to do something different. Oh, they got him. What's a little tag to remind him he's in the game?
What I liked there was the pressure on him, and the more times you can knock this guy around, the more he's going to throw it up. And this is where we can get into our nickel and dime stuff and run a lot of different kind of looks on them. Watch here and see how much we move our defensive front as far as showing one thing and then bailing out. Try to confuse him. Watch these guys move around here.
Yeah, 3rd and 9, 9:50. They hit him once. Welcome to Sanford Stadium.
Eric Stokes in motion to the other side. And it's going back to where he was for that inside screen.
Ooh. That is a J.R. Reed lick.
J.R. Reed's the guy that wasn't supposed to play this week, right?
Mm-hmm. There's a big rumor going around for folks who are tuning in. And I will tell you, I was told by countless people, and I'm not ripping on the sources on the insiders, but there was a situation where some of the insiders were hearing that he was injured. It was a left knee issue, no structural damage, but he was going to be out for this game. We did some digging. Turns out, I don't know that he practiced completely Wednesday. I think it was a situation where they might have said, hey, look, take a little rest. And that turned into his knee's busted and he's not playing. But he took a little rest Wednesday, and sure enough, he's out there today. J.R. Reed is a tough competitor. You see the hit he just laid right there. That is what could you do with 11 J.R. Reeds on a team?
Yeah, he's definitely tough. We had a situation there with Blaylock. He's doing a good job catching the punts, but I like to see him be a little bit more aggressive there with that return. I mean, anytime you back up, you're not lining up deep enough to catch a punt. It's a lot easier to move forward. So he's doing a good job catching them. And we got to start making some yards on. I mean, they just flipped the field on us. What was the net on that punt there, Dayne? That was about a 50-yard punt, wasn't it?
Yeah, our Anthony Dasher says Don Blaylock had room to run, but takes a fair catch at the 10.
Well, Dasher's on top of it, too. Is he listening to me?
No. I just read his Twitter feed, so y'all follow him.
Follow us.
Yeah.
I will point out that on that 3rd down call from South Carolina, on Monday, Will Muschamp said that they tried to keep tabs on how many touches Brian Edwards gets, being as good of a skill player as he is. That's a pretty conservative play call, understanding that you're in your own territory. It's 3rd and 9, so you're just putting the ball in a playmaker's hands and seeing what can happen. That's a victory for Georgia to get South Carolina in a 3rd and long at any point on the field.
If we score on this series, it's going to be tough for South Carolina.
Let me see here what.
I'm not going out on a limb on that either.
Well, the insightful, dangerous prediction there by Coach. I love it. I want to give a quick shout out to our friend Robert Barnes. Says I'm going to have y'all on in my office and the TV version in the other room. Fantastic. Thanks, Robert. I appreciate it. Hey, everybody, check in. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd really appreciate that.
Coach Nathan Floyd did ask why didn't Georgia try to return that punt, and that's kind of what you were saying. You would hope that he would do a little bit more with that rather than being your own 10-yard line, right?
And I like that.
Exactly.
After a couple of the returns we've seen, just be glad he caught the ball because that seems to be one of the things that can really change momentum.
Oh, yeah, look at that Notre Dame game.
Deathly when you drop the punt.
How do you get a guy to drop a punt? If you're the punting team, what do you tell your gunners to do to him?
Come on, eat your key lime pie. No, I
They would
mean,
maybe drop
you
by.
yell at them, try to scare them and all, but, most guys doesn't bother. But
Yell out the name of his sister. Oh, yeah, that'd work. All right, 9:05, Georgia starting at second drive. 9:05 left in the first. Georgia up 3-0.
there we go.
Little Demetrius Robertson.
This terrible run right
Why
there.
did you go
I mean,
out?
break it back. Read the. Come on, Demetrius.
2 yards between him and the sideline, and he
You could
tries
have
to make
gotten
that
that,
edge.
Rodney.
Yeah,
Rodney.
I could. I wouldn't have caught it. But.
So what's that conversation like on a sideline when that happens, Coach?
You just say read your blocks. Normally you try to run to the outside. That's the whole point. You run the ladder. You go from the hash mark to the numbers to the boundary. But you got that much field, and the guy's got outside leverage. You got to cut it back.
3 to the left, 3 blockers.
Who is that guy?
Do we have a roster for number 4?
No, I was kidding. Did you see him accelerate
Nolan?
there? That was impressive.
Kids got wheels.
Going into the game today, our coaches really felt that we could leverage the inside and hook these guys and use our speed to the outside. And you've seen it several times already with the outside zone call and then the cutback too. So that was impressive. This is where we got to do it now.
3rd and 1. Short yardage back.
Good job.
Swift gets it.
Good
Great
move.
blocking.
Good movement on the backside too by Wilson and Mays. I like the way we came off the ball there. This is a perfect time for a play action pass now, and the way Jake's hitting them, I don't think he's missed but one. Has he missed one yet?
I don't think so. You notice they were also running behind Solomon Kinley there. So Solomon's back. Your guy who was out. He's the starter
Got our
return.
whole starting team in there now, except for this play action pass.
And you need a 3rd and 1. Solomon, Andrew Thomas. That's a great place to go get it. Solomon
There
with
it
another
is.
huge block.
There
Zamir,
goes
8
those
yards a
Zeus.
carry still.
But he got about all he could.
Charlie Werner got beat up pretty good there, but he
mean,
did his job.
Look at him run that kid over.
He did run him over, but you got to get more out of that kind of hole, though. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, that was a solid run, but you got to
Was it
get.
a little lack of burst?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to be critical because
No,
I'm just glad to see him out there. But they're not going to knock every guy down. You got to make some people miss you, but he's a powerful runner. Jake, you got to keep that, man.
Oof.
I am working on getting the time and score down in distance on the bottom of our screen right now.
Oh.
See if you see some things happening. I cannot guarantee that the time on here matches up exactly with what it is on what we're seeing on the TV. So just if you see that pop up.
That was a good call by Muschamp and T. Rob, their defensive coordinator, giving us a little different look on the edge there. You just don't want to let Jake pick you apart. 3-man rush.
Oh. I mean, that to me looked like a great pass. Let's see the replay here.
We got
That was on the money. Come on. I mean, you can't catch every one of them. I get it, but
got a text in here from Drew Wilson's family up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Drew's one of our trainers, and his dad and mom, Jeff and Carol, listening to it while they're watching the game up in Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo. I love it. Also
Come
like
on,
these
hit
hush
one,
puppies.
Marge, hit one. There you go.
Whoa.
Yeah, we need to change kickers.
Oh, look at that ball die.
That's why you got Kirby Smart as the coach. he the guy, look at him right over. The guy's had a couple bad games. There's no question about it. But I'm gonna tell you what, that was like a gasoline enema to that kid. Watch him from now on because I watch him kick. He just had a couple bad kicks, but when we really needed it there, I mean, we changed the feel around, and that was a King Kong punt. I'm happy for
Do
the
you
kid.
see the crowd going nuts for that kid? The
well,
crowd
that's the
is
same
going.
crowd that want to jack him down and take him off.
I'm
you
just
know?
saying it's a situation where, like, they know he struggled. They're built to death for him. They're jumping up and down for a punt.
Yeah.
They're bouncing off the balls for a punt. So this sounds like a good, loud crowd. Exactly what Kirby Smart was looking for. So very impressed.
If you've got questions, let us know. Oh, we've got someone from Chilean, Washington, Brian Dodson, watching along with us. Thanks, Brian.
Really?
Where are they?
In Washington.
State
Obviously.
or DC?
It says WA,
WA.
not DC. Tell Jacob Eason we said hello. A lot of praise for Jake Camarda, and he deserves it after that kick.
Yeah, that's
Well, get on the bandwagon.
I'm supposed to, every time I mention this seltzers, I have to say, keep it crisp, dog fans. Enjoy Bud Light, but please drink responsibly. Now, I've got a ride home, so I can have as many of those as I want. But if you do not have a ride home, please drink responsibly. We'd appreciate that very, very much.
Caleb asks, well, it's a statement and then a question. He says, this O-line still isn't clicking on all cylinders. I think the center has a lot to do with it. What do you think, Coach?
I think they just had a good call there on second down. We had 2nd and 3. We tried to run an outside zone read. They ran a little mismatch stunt there, and we don't have a quarterback that threat to run the ball. That's not his deal. So they just out-coached us on that play there, and then we ended up with a 3rd down miss. So at this point, we're controlling the line of scrimmage. But we're going against the best nose guard that we're going to play against probably until we play against Florida or Auburn. So that's a tough matchup. He's very astute at picking that up. But if we can just get a tie against this guy all day, it's what we need to do. Number 3 for South Carolina.
Andrew Hall watching from Inman Park. Alec Birch from the Bay Area. Oklahoma's up 7-0 on Texas.
Boomer.
Calm down, Coach. You remember Coach is a big Oklahoma fan, coached there for many years, tell you Barry Switzer stories, tell you his own stories. Great. That's why I always got tuned in Tuesday. We usually get a good story from Coach's travels throughout the ages.
All right, so South Carolina starting deep in their own territory, 6-yard line.
Yeah, 5:57 to go, first down.
Terrible.
That's a positive play for South Carolina to gain about 6-7 yards.
That started out looking really bad.
Olinsky is not much of a run threat off of the option reads, so I would think Georgia will begin to be a little more aggressive on the running back there.
Good job, Big Mike Thornton.
You got to make the tackle behind the line there.
Yeah, that's twice they've been close. Mike Thornton again. Folks, y'all need to be fans of Mike Thornton as a guy who came to Georgia on defense, switched to offense, back to defense. You know, that is an upperclassman who is giving you some great reps. He's having the game right now that I thought Tyler Clark was going to have. Oh, they're there.
All right.
Oh!
Almost interception for Richard
Come on,
DeCount.
Lee Count. I hope the penalty's not on us.
That shows a lot of confidence in Olinsky to let him have that much time to throw.
Well, it's
deep in
3rd and
his own
2, though. I
territory.
mean, people gripe about the pass rush.
Pass interference?
A lot of boos.
Who was the number on? Yeah. It's on Reed, eh? You know, one of the things our defense worked on all week on this hurry up is lining up on the sideline with them huddled on the field, and it made our defense run out there and get set. Which is
So you let them get set, and then you have to run out.
No, we just did it to overcoach how fast they were going to do it.
Eric Stokes in motion again with the receiver. And it's the handoff back to where the motion came from.
Really good play inside by our defensive linebackers all year have made tremendous improvement. That was a big penalty there as far as flipping the field position.
Yeah.
And
We'd like to see a replay of that. Come on, ESPN, get your stuff together.
Cameron Walker is watching us. He is on a pecan harvester in Barney, Georgia, and I said pecan because of where he's at. And Coach, he's wondered if you've heard of Barney, and it's home of a famous dog.
yeah, I've heard of it, but I can't really. Right now, I'm thinking about what they're going to do here on 2nd down. We'll talk about it, but I like pecans, especially when it's in a pie.
Now you look at
at this point right now, we're all around the football, aren't we? I mean, we're not getting a really big rush, but this is a critical part of the ball game here for us. If we can get some kind of turnover or a sack, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't come with a little heat here.
Shout out to Monty Rice, who had the big tackle there. Tay Crowder was right beside him. You know, they stopped that run for a very little gain. And then that was Monty Rice in coverage right there.
Monty's got the full Monty now because he's well, you know.
Yeah, he's doing. I mean, that guy has some speed, and he is all around the ball. He and Tay Crowder, that is a pair of very quick inside linebackers.
Another hit on Olinsky.
Yeah, but he had time to deliver it, put it in there. They dropped a ton of guys in the coverage, too.
We only rushed 4, but guys getting some rhythm, and it bothers me a little bit. It's what you don't want to have happen here against a team that you should set the tone.
Do you think South Carolina is doing something that Georgia didn't necessarily expect they would do, Coach, in the sense that against Kentucky they ran so well and they're playing pretty wide open with the pass game right now?
No, I think we're ready for everything. We just got to make the plays. I mean, essentially they've hit 1 completion and 1 pass interference, and they had a good run of 7 yards. But, you know, they're behind the sticks right here. They got to, as long as we can.
To me, this is the most interesting part of a game when you're going to call that 2nd and 8. Because you know what 3rd and 8 is, but 2nd and 8 to me is always fascinating. Screen?
Caught us a little bit on a quick snap there. The kids got some poise. Very impressive. They lined up in no backs, threw a little hitch screen. People like to do that when they get their back in space, but we're pretty good at tackling in the open field. Probably going to play some kind of man under this time, play them really tight.
You're right. There it is. Oh, you had him.
I can tell you this kid right now is really impressing me. He's doing a lot of things he did against Alabama. You know, passed for over 300 yards. A lot of short underneath stuff working on the linebackers. You notice everything's been in the middle.
Yep.
They tried a couple out routes early, but we covered those. This is where BMAC has a tendency to maybe try some kind of trick play. Just got over the 40. He's getting out of it now, but
yeah.
Is that a false start?
See, sometimes you outfox yourself. They were running with a lot of, quick stuff, and then they ended up trying to change the play, and we shifted our front, and when we did, they jumped.
Yep.
I tell you what's incredible to me. This kid was playing for Clemson last year, and now he's playing for South Carolina. Feaster, the running back.
Yeah.
That chaps my ass right there. I don't know how you can do that. I guess it's all right, but
wow, came right up the gut with
deep.
Yeah.
That's a pretty pass. Well, that's a touchdown.
Ran a double move on us out there on the outside.
That's a 95-yard drive.
Impressive throw by.
That was a great throw.
All this coming off of that great punt, which could have been complete momentum shifter in Georgia's favor. That's really good poise from a freshman quarterback on the road.
Well, we talked about it going into the game. Brian Edwards is a definite player that can hurt you. No question about it. He's already got 3 receptions, and they ran the out and up on us and caught us. Not me safety help either. Well, that's a way to silence that stadium.
And
Fans are asking, how does a player get that open, Coach?
Watch this double move here. Watch him go out and up.
Yep.
So what he was doing is they worked him in the slot off of Devod Wilson. They cleared out on the outside, and he came on what we call a wheel route. You know, and when the inside guy does it, it's a wheel. When it's outside, it's out and up. But that was, I think I said that's what we did, but I didn't realize that he had beaten that badly.
He beat Devon. By the time Richard LeCount got over there, it was too late.
Yeah.
Oof. All right. I mean, you get a great punt like that, and you let them drive 93 yards.
A couple fans are disappointed in another slow start. That's probably just going to be the feeling when you're down late in the first quarter, especially after the Tennessee game. But there's definitely no panic involved.
No, I mean, you look at that. You had the
But definitely a slow start, but that's tremendous execution. But it also shows you how much a penalty can affect the game.
Yep.
They hadn't made a first down. We get a penalty, and then they get some rhythm. And now this kid thinks he's Tom Brady.
Yep. So Georgia's offense starts out strong, has to settle for a 50-yard field goal, which is, I mean, fantastic for Rodrigo Blankenship to knock down a 50-yarder. He's hit a ton of those. I think he's hit 11 50-yard plus in his career. It's pretty impressive. They don't. Then they have to punt it on Georgia's second possession. 2 possessions for South Carolina, 1 punt, 1 touchdown. So 2 possessions each. It's a minute 58 left in the first quarter. Georgia will be starting from its 25. And again, I guess you could, I don't call it the offenses. That's a slow start for the two possessions for the offense. 3 points is not exactly tearing it up.
Good point here from Park Brandon. That's an NFL receiver, and sometimes they just win battles.
That is true. That was the thing that was bugging me.
They give scholarships too.
Yeah.
Hey, they did the same thing to Alabama. I mean, the first half is a tight fit. So, hey, let's just play the whole game here. But
Well, and that goes to a point of something that we mentioned after the game against Tennessee is Georgia's team identity is we're going to wear you down. And you see a lot of that come to fruition in the third quarter.
There's a big move.
DeAndre Swift with about a 14-yard gain.
That spin move. My God. Hey, let's gift that up in the Film Don't Lie piece.
there's a really good zone block there between Kinley and Thomas. You saw that first good zone step there to the left, and he just redirected on the backer.
I hope people realize how good Andrew Thomas is.
That's a good block by Hill. And
They better do it this year because he's not going to be here next year.
Ben Cleveland had his man dead to rights too.
All right, let him have it. There's a good example to me of Will Muschamp, defensive coach, playing our route there. You know, they didn't really play the anything but what our tendency was, and they did a good job of defending it. And if you're going to throw the ball on first down, don't take a loss, number one, but number two, put you behind the sticks. Now we got to come back again here. Let's see what happens. To me, this is a running down, 3rd and 3.
Yep.
You got 2 downs to make it. But of course, we probably wouldn't go for it here on 4th. But well, it's 3rd and 5. That's a terrible spot.
Ugh.
All right, we just popped up the score and a time on the YouTube feed. Again, this may not exactly time up with what we're seeing. We do the best we can to keep that time updated.
Thank you for doing that.
I can see it's putting Cook in motion here.
To basically to make them tip their hand a little bit.
Or they could throw him a screen here. They don't have enough people out there. The guy's deadly. He's touched it twice today. He can go home.
Yeah.
Going back to South Florida, he touched it twice. No, no, I mean, really, I kid totally about it. The guy's a dynamic player. I mean, do you see how much cushion he had right there? This is fun here.
He's got
now
breaks.
we got White back in the game. More than likely going to run some play to the left here.
Right
Let's see if that tight end makes that block.
Go.
Wow. Man,
George
all
Pickens.
that. First down.
I like the call by Coley because we've been running to the left and he faked the old coach out. But first quarter, South Carolina's got to feel pretty good. Really up 7-3.
The end of the first quarter. Hey, shout out to Eli Wolf for picking up the coming from the edge. He ran across the formation, picked him up.
He did. He needed to after missing that pass.
Well, I busted him for missing the pass. I want to give him credit for actually picking up a block.
Good. He did. He's been a good addition to our team. Let's talk a little bit about that Seltzer again.
All right.
Or what do you want to draw out?
No, I'm going to talk about the seltzer a little bit because we got commercials here, and there's some beer commercial in there for a beer I don't like, so I'm going to tell you about the seltzer. This is the new Natty Light hard seltzer. This is Catalina lime mixer. I've been drinking it the last few days. I actually had one before the Notre Dame game and really liked it. And so when Leon Farmer, big shout out to him, said, hey, we'd like y'all to promote these, we're like, well, hell yeah, we'll be happy to do that. Again, 6% alcohol, 2 flavor. There's Aloha Beaches, which is mango and peach, and then there's the Catalina wine mixer, which is black cherry and lime. It is less expensive than the other seltzers, so you don't want to be drinking those ones that are more expensive. It's light and refreshing. I know that a lot of people are like, what? That's a woman's drink. More guys drink this than women. And I know a friend of mine, my brother's kids, they're grown
Just someone I'm related to.
Yeah, we're kind of related now. Jihad was telling me, he goes, hey, my son and his brother buddies love them. So it's a friend of my nephew, they like them. So they've been drinking them all along for like the last 2 months when they first started coming out. I didn't even know about it until recently, and me and this Catalina lime mixer are having a good time. So I want to give everybody.
You would buy them if you weren't sponsoring, wouldn't you?
Hell yeah. I already did it. So I want you guys to try the new Natty Light seltzer. It's the seltzer you never saw coming, just like we didn't see a 7-3 South Carolina lead coming.
Well, let's talk about that, Coach. So South Carolina takes a first quarter lead, and Georgia fans, maybe ones that haven't seen how this has developed, they're going to be a little worried about that, especially after what we saw beginning of Tennessee. What's happening?
Well,
it's about to be
the thing
10-3.
that happens in football is you stop yourself
10-7
as much as the other team stopped you. We got stopped there with a good play on first down, and we threw the ball on first down, and then didn't make it first down, and then kicked it. And then the next series, we made 7 yards on first down, then had a lost yardage play, and then threw to Wolf. This is our 4th possession, isn't it? And we scored 3 points. We got to make something happen.
Third possession.
Okay, it's our 3rd one.
Yeah. I think they'll make something here.
But you can't just project what, but I do feel like South Carolina did a really good job of mixing it up on that drive against us. They got us off guard.
I do like seeing George Pickens get that catch late in the quarter. Seeing him involved more makes the offense more explosive.
Is Brian Herring got a touch yet?
Plus number 4 in golf. Well, he's got like 20-some yards already.
Get James Cook in there. The other 5-star running back on the team. You got Zamir White out there getting some carries. Throwing to the 5-star wide receiver, George Pickens.
Well, look, Lawrence Cager is going to get a back shoulder here pretty soon.
Yep.
At some point here in the second or third quarter, he will be getting a back shoulder.
Yeah. Well, it's a great play. It works.
And Jake Fromm throws
Jake
it
Fromm's
better than anyone in the country.
So.
All right, we're back in the second quarter if you're watching.
First play of the second quarter, a handoff to Swift around the edge. Oh,
that may be a horse collar.
I'm waiting for that. There's that flag. I was waiting for it to come in.
That was Kirby's dad throwing that flag.
Although I do not agree with the horse collar when you only have the jersey. Bugs me. We'll take you here, don't get me wrong, but
Well, we got tight jerseys, though.
I get why they do it, but it just,
Got to protect them.
Yep.
But that was a good job by Coley. We've been running everything to the left.
Two plays in a row to the right.
And South Carolina, playing to the field, we went back in the boundary and really got good movement there. We got Ben Cleveland at right guard now. And good job by Ben. And
they threw that ball to George
Wilson.
Pickens on the boundary, too.
South Carolina getting ready to heat us up.
Yep.
Watch this. Get it in.
Oh.
That was really good protection for Jake Fromm.
It was.
There's a big time play by Don Blaylock, and we'll see the replay. He had a curl route, and he came back to Jake to catch that ball, which really made it effective. I hope they show a replay of it, where he really was covered extremely well, but he used his body to come back and shield the defender. Where are these replays, man?
Come on, ESPN, get on your stick. Is there
My bad. That's what he told me. I had a bad replay, man.
I'll show it to you in Film Don't Lie coming up.
What is it?
This weekend.
What's the machine called where they hit the replay? The
We're still in four wide receiver situation there with Wolf in the slot. Could be set up for the inside zone.
Did you see Big Ben Cleveland get down there for Dominic touchdown?
That's just power.
Oh, wow. He goes held up short.
That went right behind Eli Wolf.
But nobody blocking there. A couple of those guys. When nobody even hits you, like this guy should make the tackle. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one of the bad things about a wide formation. If they don't go out and cover you, you end up with somebody. There it is, walking in.
Touchdown, Georgia.
Like I said, it would be 10-7 in just a minute.
Oh,
you know what you always say is answer the phone, and that's what we did. Tremendous drive. Great play calling, great execution.
To your point on South Carolina's touchdown, Coach, the horse collar really helped Georgia progress this drive even further. I think they probably would have scored anyway, but having those penalties.
The free 15 yards and an automatic first down?
Exactly.
What I like about
Look at Trey Hill has knocked his guy 3 yards deep into the end zone.
what I like about a 15-yard penalty, that's 1.5 first downs.
That's a great way to put it. And then the robot's back out there.
How about that deep snapper that our guy Patrick Harmon scooped everybody on the transfer from Mercer? The only guy in the whole state of Georgia that knew we had a guy transferring. Give a shout out to Patrick.
And a great story Patrick did over there. Kid, grows up a Georgia fan, plays for Mercer, living a dream come true, and putting the ball in the money. I've always said this, if I ever got rich, so let's get a lot of more new subscribers to UGAsports.com. Make me rich so I can endow the scholarship that I want to. I want to endow a long snapper scholarship because it is the most
That's good.
it's the least visible spot on the team until you screw up. And those guys take a beating, and it's tough on them, and it is a skill set. You see those guys snap laces, and they time them, to get it down to the millisecond. If I had to endow a scholarship, it wouldn't be, hey, I want to endow the quarterback, so you have to say my name every time. It would be the Radi Nabulsi Foundation Long Snapper Scholarship for poor guys who get the crap kicked out of in practice scholarship.
Andrew Hall says that's 180 PATs in a row.
Is that all?
Wow.
A lot of Alabama fans can tell you don't take that for granted.
Oh, my God. Yes, very true.
Exactly. Guy doesn't miss in practice either. Yeah. That's what I heard. I've never seen
Rodrigo, proud graduate of the Grady College of Journalism as of last year.
Because the Grady School is the best journalism school. Anybody wants to fight me over that, let me know.
No fighting. No fighting.
We have some friends, Gabe over in Missouri.
Somebody tell us how far they're looking in from. I want to hear if anybody's in Taiwan or,
Well, we've had Washington, California.
In the comments, tell us where you're watching from. I'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, I like to.
Yeah, and if you have any of these seltzers, take a picture and send it to us.
Love to see a
Text it to me and let me know where you're drinking them from.
Someone did remark, did Georgia just score from the 1 yard line on a run?
Shut up!
It shouldn't be that surprising. It happens more
Last
often.
Tuesday on our show, I predicted that we were getting ready to have an unbelievable rest of the year on short yardage.
You did say that, and it happened.
Well, the one thing about it, we got to keep everybody's attention. So, 10-7.
Well, I need to mention a friend of ours, our folks at Fan Plans. If anybody's going to the Georgia-Florida game, which I know most people do, if you don't have a hotel room, which a lot of you may not, go to fanplans.com, FANPLANS.com.
Blackshear, Georgia, Jacksonville, Taiwan,
Taiwan!
Did somebody say Taiwan just for the heck of it?
Tennessee, Huntsville, Alabama, Anderson, South Carolina, Birmingham, Savannah, Denver.
I love it.
Crawford, Georgia. Good for you.
I've been to Crawford many times.
As have I.
If you need a hotel
Robbins?
reservation for any of, because I know we have the road dogs, the people that travel to all the games, 1335 in the first, and there's a kickoff, foot meets leather. We have a ton of Georgia fans who go to all the games. We have a bunch of Georgia people who have come up with a great way for you to get a great deal on your hotel rooms. Go to fanplans.com. Hit them up. They have deals at the Omni Hotel in Jacksonville and a bunch of others. We'll have some of our folks will be staying at the Omni when they get down there. We've already seen this for the game in Knoxville and the game in Nashville. Great rates on those rooms. Fanplans.com.
South Carolina is still content to let Olinsky throw.
Like you said, attacking the linebackers right over the middle.
They're really hitting the underneath stuff.
Jupiter, Florida, Sonoma, California.
Sonoma.
We're nationwide, fellas.
I'm back.
Fort Collins, Colorado.
Bobo's watching.
Hey, Mike.
That's a 1 yard gain.
It's good coverage there by Webb.
Was that Webb or Stokes?
27. Well, who was it called?
Stokes.
Stokes, my bad. Webb's the guy usually inside, but we're playing a lot of guys back there right now. Radi's on his second or third seltzer.
Hey, they scored again. I had to drink another one. Oh.
Is it 1 per point? Is that how it works?
Oh, no. But 1 per score. Let's see what happens. Georgia calls timeout.
Good timeout when you miss a line. Sometimes when they're subbing, you get guys that aren't where they're supposed to be. And
Gerald Shepard's watching from Warner Robins, home of Jake Fromm and Trey Hill. As he proudly
Gerald's a
says.
good fan of our show. He asks a lot of questions during the week too.
Thank you, Gerald. Oh, my God. Hush puppies. Like hush puppies?
I do like hush puppies.
You can't have any.
As long as the check clears, that's all I'm saying. Andy Weaver's in Cincinnati.
Awesome.
Cincinnati is an underrated town. I've had some of the best food in my life in Cincinnati.
Coach Scotty says that we've got to figure out how to pass rush without sending everyone.
Well, we had some good rushes first of the game. We hit the guy 3 times, but the last couple of times we hadn't rushed as much, that's for sure. But it's hard to rush on first down. There's a threat of the run. If they're going to keep throwing it a lot, we'll do some more pressures. But this is the running team that you got to be careful that you try to stop little short throws and then you give them an easy run because you're trying to. I mean, if they want to dink the ball 4 and 5 yards, I'm going to let them do it. As long as they don't hit us deep, and then they hit us deep.
Yep.
So here's the big third down right here. The last time they tried a screen that we covered pretty well, a quick screen to Edwards. So let's see if we can execute here. I'm going to hush puppy, man. Before we get going.
Radi J-Rab Dog says that he thought you wore only black, so you're in your alternate uni today.
Well, no, J-Rab obviously pays attention because
He's getting ready for Kentucky.
this is probably the first time I've worn blue in a football game in 26 years. I'm been either the team photographer or the photographer for UGA Sports or for ESPN for 26 years. I've always worn a black shirt because when you're looking through the screen, looking through the viewfinder or looking at the screen, anything that doesn't bounce off and shows up on that screen is convenient. And I have given my brand new 400 millimeter lens to 2 of our staffers at UGAsports.com, so I'm without it and I'm losing my mind. But I'm wearing blue, so. Yeah, you're right, Coach. They were not lined up, so there's a timeout.
Good timeout.
Yep. That kid was about to go sit in that gap. The gap in the zone right there.
That's a really impressive
That
pass
was
from
impressive.
Olinsky. That's a small window, and he
but-
got knocked.
How come we're not rushing him? That's the point. You might not sack him, but this guy's been destroyed here about 3 times a day.
Yep.
Who got him that
Hey,
time?
look, they actually have a replay.
Oh,
Webb, Mark Webb, and Mark Webb hits like a ton of bricks, folks. People tell you.
The guy's got a brace on his left leg. If I was a quarterback now or coaching a quarterback, I'd tell every one of my quarterbacks to wear a brace on my left knee. Here they come with a run on first down.
After the quarterback's limping like that, it's almost expected you're going to get a run play to give him a break, right?
Exactly.
Good call. So, hey, he's not going to be able to plant right. He's having an issue. So they're going to run it.
And if he's still going to be hurting, you'll probably see a lot of even quicker throws that require less movement. from
There you
Olinsky.
go.
Right there, you got to make that tackle behind
Come on,
the line
David
there.
Marshall, you had him.
If they would make a move with Joyner, he's going to be a lot different than what we've seen because he's more of a multitask type guy that's a dual threat. But good open field tackle, very good job.
That's tough to do. Olinsky has a very strong limp right now.
They're doing a good job of showing his mother and dad up all the way from Washington the whole game.
Every other shot is that. Come on, ESPN, get something else on your screen.
Did the same thing with Tennessee's quarterback.
All right.
That's the way to
Yep.
stop the run right there.
I seen
That's
Nakobe
why you
Dean
got
come up in there.
Linebackers inside out. Both linebackers in on the play there. We're coming in with our dime package here.
Got Johnson in there as a rush guy. Yep, there he is.
I could see us knocking this one down over the middle.
You can see Jermaine Johnson get in there. Jermaine drops into coverage real fast. Whoa! Oh, man. Eric almost had it.
He didn't make it.
Oh, that's a crappy spot.
This is a good Georgia spot.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a good Georgia spot, but bad for South Carolina. It looked like he got a lot more than that.
Eric Stokes is as sure of a tackler as the team has.
Yep.
They're in motion.
Oh.
Good. Help us out, fans. Good job.
Somebody jumped.
I hate quick counts on short yardage. I hate it. And I'm for Georgia.
Yep.
You do not go on a quick count because the first time you hear anything, they jump.
Yeah.
And Rhodes, you jumped. So we got to make him punt here, but you got to watch out for Johnny Cash there. He might fake it.
I always say the key to an
Please don't call him Johnny Cash. He's always man
Will.
in black, Coach Will. We got to break their will.
Oh, my God. If you're going to start doing puns, I'm cutting you off.
It looked like Olinsky's probably going in the medical tent.
Yeah, they put the 10 up immediately. They want to look at that knee without us watching.
Don Blaylock
So,
has become a really good punt returner really quickly.
Yeah.
Punt catcher.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Good point.
That reminds me of Logan Gray.
Bret
He got
McGowen.
a scholarship. He didn't get endowed by you.
No, he did not. Or Greer.
Greer was solid, too. He could do it.
I don't remember him taking too many. He caught a lot, but I don't remember him taking a lot of fair catches. He usually just catch it and get the hell knocked out of
He
him.
could catch him on the run. He had a great punt return and set up that one win we had just really against the in the Peach Bowl, and then he caught a deep ball too.
Yeah.
Shall we hit a quick 30-second commercial and give us a break from talking?
No, I want to mention our friends over at Southeastern Mortgage.
Well, this is a commercial.
Yeah, we're not going to play one. Let everybody know that the interest rates are at historical lows and will not last forever. So first thing Monday morning, you need to call our friends at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions, or you can apply online right now at 123getloan.com. 123getloan.com. See if a refinance makes sense for you. Pull cash out, consolidate first and second mortgage, lower your monthly payments, or best of all, shorten the term on your loan. And in many cases, and this is important, Southeastern Mortgage Solutions will pay all of your closing costs. Sometimes it's not worth doing a refinance because the closing costs are too much, but some of these cases, they will pay all of them. So if you're planning on buying a new home, let the pros at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions guide you through the process with the lowest interest rate on the market. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call our guys Monday morning, 770. I'm speaking this slowly so you can write it down. 770-452-1424. 770-452-1424. Extension 201 or 202. Or if you don't want to do that, just go to 123getloan.com. These are Georgia fans. This is the biggest mortgage company in the state. There are Georgia commits and Georgia team parents of kids on the team who have moved to Georgia, who have used this company because they get the best interest rates. If you were like I was not too long ago and you had a second mortgage on the home, you can get that consolidated into one. You'll pay off your loan faster. You'll pay a lot less money. You'll save money if you want to take some money out and do some stuff. These are the guys to call. Southeastern Mortgage Solutions, NMLS number 170525. Georgia Residential Licensee 17087. So
You said that got through the process. That's not something taken lightly. We bought a new house in the spring. Oh man,
it's a
having someone that knows what they're doing, it's just a lifesaver.
a lot of
it's so hard.
and a lot of people are paying mortgage interest.
Yeah.
And you can refinance it and get out of that. So just saying, there are ways to, you could save a hell of a lot of money, and all it takes is a phone call. So call them up. Hell, call them up and talk about Georgia football. Trust me, they will talk to you in depth about it. But again, that's 770-452-1424, extension 201 or 202, or 123getloan.com.
Blake Cannon asked, is there anything up with Brian Herrion not playing?
Yeah, that's what I asked a second ago. 9:52 in the second.
There's
oh my
a good
goodness!
reason right there.
Well, especially seeing Zamir White get more carries, it kind of makes you wonder.
Do you got a stat broadcast over there?
I can pull one up.
Because I'm thinking he's running for about 7-8 yards a pop.
If they put this guy in, we got to be ready for the run.
Yeah.
South Carolina's third string quarterback, with Jake Bentley being out for the year and Ryan Olinsky limping around now.
We'll thank the number 95 for the Gamecocks for giving White another 2 yards. The way he tackled from the backside pushed the whole pile forward. Second and 6. What do you want to do here, Coach?
Well, you can do about anything you want, but I think we got to continue to.
Philosophically, are you a run guy here or a pass guy here?
With our team, I'd be more of a run guy,
Okay.
just because we hadn't established the run as much as we need to.
Well, here you go. First down.
Do you remember that first game that we saw Nick Chubb, and we were like, oh, Nick Chubb's here? I know we've seen some from Zamir White, but this has kind of got the makings of...
Now, do you mean like the Missouri game where he got the ball 38 times?
I'm not saying
after
Zamir's
his
getting
return?
38 times, but I'm saying the first couple times that we saw Chubb gets, a lot of carries.
What did they have that first carry, that 31-yard touchdown? Oh, wow, great play there.
Is that where he lost his shoe?
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
didn't throw it far enough, lead him enough on that one.
Yeah.
And that's a young player there that didn't really run.
He doesn't need
full
to turn
speed.
around backwards behind him.
Yeah, I think he really wasn't accelerating enough, and there's what tough when you throw it on first down and don't hit it. Which
DeAndre
normally we
Swift
do.
got 5 yards a carry. Zamir White with 5.6. 10 carries for Swift, 5 for Zamir.
Swift's already had 10 carries.
He has 10 for 50.
How about Cook? 2, 1.
Cook 1 for 5.
Man, running behind big Cleveland.
Backside's hurting us.
Wasn't there a tight end over there to pick him up?
They might be going to the dressing room with this kid. Oh, they're going to the bike.
And he's locking up on him. They want him to keep moving it.
Clint, my old GA trainer, is the trainer for South Carolina. Did you see him over there?
I did not.
Clint Haggard does a good job. You wouldn't have known that unless you watched and listened to
It was
this.
very true.
Low snap, and he comes up with it.
Whoa.
Boy, that's a great catch. D-Rob, get up there and run it.
Cage
That
Mayer's arm.
was actually
I think he's holding his leg. Or is it that shoulder that he's had so much problems with?
I think that's what
Yeah,
it
he
is.
landed on the bad shoulder. Oh, poor guy.
big
The one
catch,
thing he
Cage.
couldn't do. He's in pain.
Yeah, that hurts.
Oh, look at that grimace. That's called putting your body on the line. And
Jake got
remember,
to get that ball up there.
this is a graduate transfer, but he's doing his damnedest to win for the Georgia Bulldogs. So, y'all say a little prayer and shout out to Lawrence Cager.
Jake didn't have a running back or a tight end to help with protection on that last play. I think it's one reason he had to get rid of the ball a little sooner than he probably would have wanted to.
I like the shot there. The one thing that's evident here, though, we're mixing it up, is we can run the ball on these guys if we run it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
There was no separation there. That was just going to have to be a
Well, he
perfect
slowed
throw.
down first. I mean, it looked like he was running a go route, and he just kind of stutter-stepped off the line.
2nd and 10.
That's twice they've gone first pass on first down, and I had nothing. Oh, you got to make that block, Charlie. This is why Coach freaks out about wide receivers and tight ends blocking.
Kind of that same area of the field where Georgia's first drive stalled out. Now 3rd and 12. I mean, how much does that handcuff you as a play caller, Coach?
Well, it definitely puts you behind the 8 ball a little bit because they can pressure you, or the last 2 times they dropped 3 on us, but rushed 3 and dropped 8. But we've had to go over the middle. They're playing.
They rushed 3 again.
That was kind of a double screen situation. You had Eli Wolf blocking for Swift on the other side, but they came to the near side with Tyler Simmons.
Ooh, that's supposed to be a long kick.
Well, let's go for it here, Kirby. I like it, Kirby. Good
Yeah.
call.
Well, you said they'd be good on short yardage, 4th and 6.
Well, they're going to
But
try
this
to
ain't
draw them
short.
offside, and then
Call a timeout.
no, I think they're going
You say it's a long kick, but Rodriguez made longer.
I know. I'm just
to
saying.
he's going to go for this.
Okay.
Somebody make the play.
Oh, he's good. Oh,
Went to Demetrius Robertson along the sideline on 4th and 6, incomplete. The pass protection was breaking down on the left side, but South Carolina
Yeah.
brought some heat.
Well, I mean, they did bring some heat, but he had the time to throw it. He just threw it a little bit too far, both throws there. One of them, I think, as you mentioned, Pickens really didn't accelerate until the last minute, but I'd like to see some type of crossing right there to pick up the first down. But, you can talk all you want about play selection and everything. If they work, they work, but I'd like to see us run the ball 3 straight times to just
see what happens. Yeah.
And what's Jake right now on percentage on the game?
Pull the stats back.
And you also got to look at the fact that a couple of those runs, I mean, they've gotten a shoestring tackle, or just barely brought a guy
Right.
down. You see DeAndre Swift clapping his hands, knowing that he was that far away from busting it down the field.
He didn't.
One of
really-
those is
How
gonna
many
hit.
times did he touch it that series? Just once, right?
I think just once.
Jake Fromm, 10 of 15, so that's 67%, 82 yards.
Real
Catch-wise,
key right now is what we're going to see from South Carolina is Olinsky coming back in the game, and how quickly we can adjust if they bring their dual threat kid in, who's I think a redshirt freshman from down there in Charleston area. They got a really good quarterback committed to, and Luke Doty, who really looked good in the Elite 11. Our guy Jake Roos was talking about him. Mm-hmm. Give Jake a little shout out.
Coach
Even
Jimmy
though
Huff
he needs
is
a shave.
Jimmy Huff's asking, was there a pass interference or a hold on Demetrius Robertson on that 4th down attempt?
They could call it. It wasn't vivid enough to really make the difference, I didn't think.
Yes.
You're a homer.
I am. No, it's a situation where, I mean, Demetrius is getting that. If you're hitting him, other teams get that call. I think it's a 50-50 call. I shouldn't say other teams. Situation. In another situation, that thing is called because they're like, okay, you impeded the receiver's ability to catch the ball. And when you're knocking his hands away, you're bumping into him, you're slowing him down. The ball was where he would have been had he not been hit. Therefore, it is pass interference. Other people say, look, you're going to bump and bounce off each other going down the field. This is going to happen. But now South Carolina with pretty good starting field position.
That's still Olinsky in there.
Yep. Wow.
Great job there.
Ojolari.
Crowder coming
Tay
up
Crowder
too.
coming up too. Quit copying me. That was my announcement.
This is a fastball game. I mean, we're already 5 minutes to go in the first half.
I'll take it compared to what we normally see.
Another hit. But
You got to break
lands
on
right.
the ball. Stokes had a chance there.
There's something about these South Carolina quarterbacks. They are tough as nails. I mean, I remember the abuse Connor Shaw used to take. That is a hell of a hit. You got to respect a kid. He'll take that blow. And taking Malik Herring off and bringing in another defensive tackle.
They've been patient. This guy runs, he really does a good job of setting up his blocks here. Dowdle, you saw him just kind of slow play that and then come back to the inside. They got a tie at the line of scrimmage, and then he cut it under.
B-Mac will do it again here.
Little different concept there. Pull the lineman and block down.
Pensacola Dog says Pensacola is following along. Great show, guys. Thank you, Pensacola Dog.
You've got to give Brian McClendon a lot of credit for just the play calling, the scheme, the design that he had for his quarterback in this game.
Yeah, I mean, good execution too. I mean, they've. It's what they call pin and pull. That's what we talk about. Watch this. I'm glad we got a chance to see this. They're pulling these guys around and then breaking up underneath.
That takes such patience as a runner to allow them to get in their spots.
We don't really pull our line much,
No.
but that gives you a little chance when you're outmanned a little bit to get a tie at the point of attack, and then people step it up. They really
Now,
did.
that was, I saw that Wilson was following that guy out of the backfield the entire time. He was spying 13 for South Carolina. That was his man.
He made a good tackle, but the guy
Went high.
guy made a couple yards on him too. But
Just to note, Jordan Davis is out there.
same scenario against Alabama. They ran a fake field goal, but they had a holding penalty on it. So let's be alert for the fake. Although I think Will would be glad to have a tie here with 3 minutes to go.
Yep.
Very similar to the Tennessee game.
Well, remember in that Tennessee game, Jake Fromm used every bit of time he had at the end and ran the hurry up pretty well.
Oh, there you go.
Kick is good, so score is tied 10-10 with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Russell Dooley says that was a good open field tackle from Divad. Agree.
It was.
No question.
But Divad, you watch him, he shadows that guy as he goes in motion, stays on him, and that's his man, that's his job.
Yep.
If that guy gets the ball, you got to drop him. He did. Now, if he dropped him a little bit earlier, maybe that kicks a little bit longer. 52 and 50 is a big deal. I think they recall that officially a 49-yard kick.
Coach, with 3 minutes on the clock, do you just run your offense essentially as normal, or
Well, the first thing you look at is where do you start? More than likely, based on the game today, we'll start on the 25. Our normal call on first down is to run either some kind of draw play or screen or underneath route to see if we can set the standard. But with 3 minutes to go, it's a little bit different than two. Particularly, we got 2 timeouts, so we might try to just make one first down and then see what can happen. But with Jake back there, who's a master at it, I'd say cut it loose. That's what I'd do right now. I'd just start humming that rock.
Well, William Kent's trying to get me to die here. He says, wait for Radi Nabulsi to drink every time Olinsky's parents are shown.
You might not be leaving the building.
Just said I might die. Although I have been knocking these back pretty fast.
She did ask the cameraman if she could go to the bathroom so they could get her.
Honestly, I believe it.
So we're coming out there with
So you got Cade Mays out there. So I'm assuming he's coming in at the right guard spot.
I'm just going to brace you for some of the criticism I think we'll probably see at the halftime here from our commenters, and it's going to be about James Coley's play calling only because Georgia, as of now, would have 10 points in the half. There's kind of the draw play you were talking about, Coach.
Right. But added a little motion in there
Yeah.
to kind of give him.
So could he have handed that to Demetrius? Or
No,
was
I mean, that's just window dressing.
it, okay.
I like to see us get a little bit of hurry here now.
Well, Wolf's getting a lot of snaps.
There he goes.
No.
Whew, boy, he stuffed us there.
Yep.
Now here's where, as a play caller, we'll probably use plenty of time here on this play because we're a lot more worried about giving the ball to them than we are making the first down, I promise you. Although we want to make a first down, but we use the whole 20 seconds.
2 minutes exactly.
Like Brian Edwards touchdown, that was an NFL player in Javon Kinlaw just making a play there.
He
He's
definitely
a really good
is.
defensive lineman.
He's worth every penny they got for him. No, I didn't do anything.
I know. It's just funny.
You notice how we use the clock here?
Yep, you're right.
They're covering us.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's why he transferred from Miami to come up here, because you don't want to play in that offense.
Now he wants to go fast because they're
Now,
minute 38.
exactly. We're going to roll now.
But just like you said, you look and see what you do. Do you get the first down? Then you bring in the hurry up.
That's some
everybody-
toughness from Lawrence Cager, too, because you know his shoulder's hurting.
Oh, yeah.
I need to go to Lawrence Cager more on third down in that last series or fourth down. But maybe he was hurt.
Remember, he's got that catch radius. I mean, his arms are 9 feet long. He can just catch you down.
We need to set an NCAA inquiry on Muschamp's glasses to see if they do have the zoom lens in for reading his old boy Kirby's sheet.
I will tell you, there are times with that big lens I have, Annabelle, my baby, my 400 millimeter lens, I can take a clear shot of those sheets the coaches are holding on the play call.
That's good.
And I've taken one and I've looked at one zoomed in. It is tough to understand what the hell are on. It's
Well,
all
I mean,
in
it
code,
is. It is,
and so if you don't know what it is, and I printed a photo or tweeted out a photo one time and someone said, Radi, you can see Coach whatever's sheet here. I'm like, you tell me one thing on there and what the hell it means, and I'll be impressed.
You could read it if it was from Waffle House, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying it was, but it's all that stuff's in code, so and you'll also see the coaches talking like this, so they don't have any lip readers in the stands or on the opposing side.
I just want to point out you name your lens.
You know,
just
the
made
other
up a
thing
name for
here today is that South Carolina is a pretty solid football team. I'm surprised that they got beat by North Carolina. I really am.
I'm just saying B.B. King names his guitar, so.
Well, yeah. People name their cars, too.
Yeah. Now, Annabelle's my niece. I couldn't do that to her.
Get up.
They're going quick.
So they got 2 timeouts.
Do they have multiple plays called here, Coach?
No. In that situation, they don't. But
Okay.
if it was a chance for a run on third down, they would. But
That was a bad idea.
That's going to be a pick 6.
Yep. Wow.
That'll take the wind out of your sails.
When he,
great pressure.
Yep.
He was trying to throw it out of bounds, just didn't get enough shot on it.
I saw a receiver over there.
Yeah, but I mean, it looked like he was trying to get it out of bounds too. But maybe he was trying to hit him.
First interception of the season for Jake Fromm.
And it's a pick 6. Brutal.
Said before the game, Carolina's got to count on some turnovers and some big plays. They've had a big touchdown pass and that one there. I mean, we're in for a dogfight right here, man.
What are they doing?
Oh, they're doing that NFL stuff.
Look, they're lining up for some sort of selfie there, so on South Carolina sideline.
Well, that's what they do after they score.
I always say the 3 ingredients in a upset are always turnovers, special teams, and penalties. This is a turnover right here.
Well, they ran across there and really hurt us to the inside on Wilson.
Yeah, he was
actually was trying
to throw to George Pickens. That's what I thought.
Pickett's got to come back for it too.
That's a
These
huge-
guys are long and lean, but they're not that fast. But they've covered tight.
So, Coach, is that more on Jake Fromm trying to do too much from his back foot, or George Pickens not coming back to the ball, or is
I
it
think a
just
little bit of
combination?
both. A little bit of both. I thought he was trying to throw it out of bounds, but I didn't see it. But in that situation, there's nothing you can say good about an interception. So, very good play design by Will Muschamp, though, in the fact that the guy started inside and looped, and they switched off. And usually, when you switch off, the guy that started inside will rush to the outside. But when he started outside, then he came back underneath Isaiah. Did you see that?
I did not
On
miss
that twist.
Well, here's 1 minute. That's essentially what Jake Fromm had against Tennessee. So this could easily be a tie game at halftime. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I think they got better secondary than Tennessee, but
Yep.
it'll be interesting to see what our first play call is here.
One of the criticisms
We got the
viewers-
whole second half to win this game. Let's don't give them anything easy here.
Yeah.
One of the criticisms our viewers have of Georgia is that the receivers don't seem to be getting the separation that some other teams get with their receivers.
Maybe today you can see that, but we haven't thrown, but we've thrown 2 deep passes, but good call.
Draw play up the middle.
Yep.
Get up there.
That's what,
Let's go.
What Coach
Yeah.
says, what do they normally do on first down? Run that draw, and look how fast he was moving.
We got to get it up there.
That's
at least
exactly
get it
like we saw that Tennessee thing. He was flying.
Gonna run.
Then last week they threw to him after the first down. Oh my God!
I'll tell you, Jake almost
Thought he had
held
it.
on to that a little too long. That
Yeah.
was getting a little squirrely.
So what they do last week? Handed it to Swift, big run, then they threw to him. Funny, if it works, they call it again.
We got Cook in. I think we might come back with another draw to him.
And one thing to remember is that Rodrigo Blankenship can make a big difference here if needed.
He's looking all the way to the left the entire route.
They going to call pass interference?
No.
Intended for Tyler Simmons. So 3rd and 10, 30 seconds left.
No, he's saying there. He ran into me. Oh, come on.
Hard to run an out and up when the guy's 7 yards deeper than you.
Yeah.
Andrew Hall points out that South Carolina does get the ball at the half.
Starting the second half.
Yes.
So we're doing our predictions. Everybody had South Carolina losing by 25, 30 points. I'm like, has anybody seen this series, seen this game before?
It's a way to come back for the ball. Get up there. I'd use a timeout here. Use it.
Well, I guess
We need the time more than we need to play quick. You got 2 timeouts. Call it right now.
they're going to call an injury timeout.
Well, we called it. Can't take him home with you. The guy's got a hurt shoulder. Give him credit.
Yeah.
He made 2 clutch catches.
He's an
That's a good
experienced
velocity throw by Jake right there. I like the way
Yeah, that
our
had some zip
protection,
on it.
except for the one pick, has been pretty good. We just don't need to be throwing the ball that much. Obviously, at the end of the half, you got to, but we can run the ball on these guys.
Run the damn ball in the second
Yeah.
half.
So I could see us running a draw play here, but
And then call timeout if you don't get the first.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. 25
Well, it wouldn't matter
seconds.
anyway. You got
Where's the ball now, Dayne? 35?
I don't think it's quite that far. It's close, though.
I'm telling you, the way South Carolina's playing us right now, they're doing a good job on the outside edge on the deep
Yes.
balls. They're giving us some cushion. They are a cinch to hit a post route. We could hit the ball on the inside post on these
Well, everything
guys.
we're running is corner.
No, I'm just saying they're overplaying it. We could hit.
Yeah,
we
you're
could
right.
hit a post on these guys.
Now, do you fake like you're going up that corner and then go cut in, or you just take off for it?
Well, you could run a double move like Tennessee did, but double move to the inside.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to bite old Kinlaw in his toenail or something to slow him down a little bit.
I don't know, 47 and a half.
Pickens, Robertson,
Now
Warner.
they're going to spin to a 3 deep here off of this 2 deep look. See them?
Yep, you're right. Oh, my God.
That's the coverage sack.
Yep.
It's pretty good protection from Isaiah Wilson, and it's just
Bad thing here, you got to call the timeout so he can stay in the game because he lost his helmet.
well, they would have called the timeout for the time anyway, correct?
More than likely, but I'm going to tell you, South Carolina gets a pretty good push here.
4 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The guy that was double teamed got an arm on him.
You see the post there?
Yep. Like you said, the coverage is so high. Those guys are way up there. We're just running right to where their coverage starts. Is this where you hit them underneath?
It just depends on. There's a lot of things you could do, but more than likely,
I mean, those two safeties turn around running backwards.
What I'd like to see us do in this situation is run a half sprint out and hit a deep out, and then have one more shot, and then set up the field goal. We got to get 3 here. They're really teeing off on us a little bit. Sprint him out a little bit. Just a half roll. Look at all this field over here. He could roll and hit this flat.
Got Pickens on
You
the
can see-
bottom of the screen.
Yeah, and you can also see the field goal unit lined up there, ready to go.
More than likely, he's going to roll out of this formation, huh?
It should be one-on-one coverage for Pickens. They dropped the linebacker out for him, but that's where it went.
Get out of bounds. Clock. Get up there and clock it. It's a good move, Pickens.
This moment right here is where you really trust Jake Fromm. You see some quarterbacks, they don't have the notion to get up there as quick as possible and spike it.
Well, not only that, he'll be running up there, but he will take any offensive lineman who's not up there and grab them by the scruff of the neck and run with them. Like, let's go get this ball set up. 10 seconds left, Coach. I take a shot deeper.
Yeah, they're going to play the out. But I don't know that we go for the end zone here. But, I mean, he's got to get about 5 or 6 more yards for a field goal, doesn't he?
He can make this, but to be more comfortable, yeah, I think you'd want a few
Biggest
more
thing
yards.
here is you got to stop the clock.
Yeah.
Good catch by the GA over there. You got to kick it now and hope he can make it.
Well, we know Rodrigo has the leg from here. We've seen it.
See Kirby talking up Isaiah Wilson there.
This is going to be 53.
53, 6-yard attempt, and the pink shoes.
His feet are on midfield paint.
Yeah, when you're on the G logo, that ain't a good sign.
Here comes Johnny Cash with a timeout.
Do we know what his longest in practice is? I'm just curious.
I've heard 61. Hell, we saw him in the scrimmage and one of the open practices knocking from there. Looked to be 60-something.
Well, it's
but you got to
interesting-
remember, it's not fair because in practice, you're just driving it low
Yeah.
to get the distance, and you would never hit it that low when you're kicked because
you've
all
got-
those guys will jump up. So there's a difference between, I don't say screwing around in practice, but going for your distance when you can keep the ball, which where normally would hit your long snapper in the back of the head versus, hey, I got to get this thing up over the line of scrimmage and then in. Some people, and I see these guys on, and no offense to the YouTube warriors and the TikTok guys and the old Vine guys who kick field goals and go, man, I can do this for the NFL. If you're hitting a 60-yard field goal and it's not getting above 5 feet for the first 30 yards, don't send me that video.
Jake Camarda needs to get some credit for the holds that he's been putting down this year.
Yeah.
I know he's gotten, some criticism for his punting, but this is a big task.
It is a hard job.
Pretty thankless job.
So everyone's asking me what's wrong with hearing. Do we have any idea? Maybe it's time we
I have no
call
idea.
some folks up. I'm going to have to look into...
I will say, don't blame us since we're doing this watch party for this score.
You can blame Dayne. That's
Yeah,
fine.
blame me. I'll take it. Icing Rodrigo is not going to do
I'm very
too much.
anti-icing the kicker. They either make it or they don't. Screwing their head in really going to make it go one way or the other.
At this point, that kid's
This is a
on
big one. Career from a standpoint of just get everybody back in the game. You know what I mean? I mean, even if he misses it, it's okay. But I mean, we need a little juice here because you know we need something good to happen, and that's everybody be going to halftime a little bit better off, including our players.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Boy, he missed that one. Did they block it?
they had to have blocked that.
Like I said, special teams, penalties, turnovers.
You got a lot of
Georgia's
here's
had.
the replay. It definitely did get blocked. You know, you've got a lot of perfection that was broken in this first half. You got Jake Fromm throwing the interception, which was a pick six, his first of the season. That's going to go down as a miss for Rodrigo in the scorebooks. So
He misses his first field goal of the season. Oof.
So give us your comments on the YouTube channel. I don't expect them to be very positive, but that's fine too. Coach, what do you tell your team at halftime? Because I'm not saying that they're shell shock, because I don't think it's that extreme, but I don't think that they probably expected the score to be what it is.
Yeah, you know, just the reality pill is that you're going to get your best shot from a team that's a wounded team that, you know, got their pride wounded early in the year, and they played pretty much mistake-free. I don't even think they had a penalty. So you got to understand that if you're going to play good college football,
They had the horse collar, that's it.
yeah, if you're going to play against a good team, you're going to have to execute, take advantage of field position, and right now I think the main thing is we got to go back and establish the run, and we got to find some way to keep them off the field a little bit. Their rhythm passing game's hurting us a little bit. Even though we're hitting Olinsky, he's hitting some short throws on us.
Yep. I really expected them to come in and just run the ball, try to establish a run, but I mean the pass is working. You know, when you say that rhythm passing, he's got a good system going on. Can't fault him for that.
Here's just some of the comments that we're seeing on YouTube. Slow
Hit us
starts
up.
will eventually bite you in the butt. This team is garbage. Throw it in the trash. I think that's probably a little bit extreme.
Who's garbage? Talking about us?
I'm talking about Georgia.
Andrew's right. They did have a false start too. We're a second half ball team. Yep.
Worst half of the season by far.
Well, David's right. Yeah. I mean,
That's right.
Got to remember, this team was right there with Alabama in the first half. What was the score at the halftime in that game?
you want to look that up?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we're all surprised that the score is what it is. But I don't think it's as dire as some of these comments that we're seeing.
No, I mean, people are going to overreact.
Well,
you know,
you should react a little bit because we hadn't been able to get the ball in the end zone, and we gave him a long pass. I mean, that's
and he had a pick six.
for sure.
I mean, I'm not trying to say, oh, it's just a pick six. That is what gets a team's ass beat. You know, there's no point. You give turnovers, we'll lose your ball game. But it's not like they hung seven. Their offense came out and hung 17 on you. They scored 10. You've had some, stop them a few times. But you're a team that scores 42 points per game.
So Alabama, South Carolina at the half was 24-10 Alabama, but Alabama outscored South Carolina 10-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So it's 14-10 after the first.
After the first.
Can't put a lipstick on a pig. We
17-10.
didn't play near as good as we needed to on defense as far as you know, that 95-yard drive is a long way.
Yeah.
We've only punted once, right?
Yeah, you punted one, then you didn't get it on 4th down.
One punt, it was a great punt too, 66-yard punt.
And then they drove the ball 93 yards.
Here's some halftime stats. We've got Jake Fromm, 14 of 23 for 129 yards and the interception. So he's averaging 6 yards a pass. DeAndre Swift has 14 carries, 75 yards, and the 1 yard touchdown. Zamir White has 5 carries for 28 yards. James Cook 1 for 5. Lawrence Cager, really great first half. 4 catches for 48 yards, even with the injured shoulder. George Pickens 3 catches for 36.
There should be like an asterisk there. You should get like bonus points for playing hurt. You know, bonus yards. So.
But when you go over to Ryan Olinsky, 13 of 16, 117 and the touchdown.
13 of 16, wow.
He's gotten hit a lot too.
He has. And you'll start to see that more in the third quarter.
All right.
Credit to Muschamp. This is Andrew Hall saying they came with a game plan and executed it perfectly, also capitalized on Georgia's mistakes.
Yep.
That is. I'm going to get up to change our luck.
Okay.
And while we do that, how about I hit a little commercial on here and give us about a 30-second break.
Sounds good.
Like good sport while enjoying all the crisp plays this season. While you're cheering on your team, we're cheering on you for taking the pledge to drink responsibly and designating a driver. Thanks for being a good fan, and more importantly, thanks for making the right decision to drink responsibly. From your friends at Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
And we're back, and Radi is eating some Champies that was provided for us. So shout out Champies.
Absolute best.
It's been smelling pretty good in here.
It's killing me.
And it's been right in front of you this whole time to go with your seltzer. Adam Butler says Florida will absolutely dominate us. I don't necessarily see that being the case. I mean, we got to see what Florida does tonight against LSU. It looks like Oklahoma's up 10-0 on Texas at halftime. It's a pretty good performance from Texas's defense to hold them to 10 with as explosive as Jalen Hurts has been.
And you're going to have a game. I mean, it's a 12 o'clock start. Let's call it what it is. I was worried about this when I did my game preview. I was thinking, you know, they had the game where they take on Tennessee. You know, you get down a little bit. You're maybe, I don't say looking ahead to Kentucky or Florida, but it's just a situation where you can't get excited about.
We're not a dominant team, though. We're not a physically overpowering defensive team.
Yeah.
I mean, what about how many have we had? What's our number like on this?
Let's see. I know we've had about 250 watching at one time. Aggregate, not exactly sure.
How do you know what the total so far is? Do you know?
We'll find out at the end.
At the end?
Mm-hmm. So
playbacks, I'm seeing 2,600 so far. So that's people that have popped on at any point.
We've got 2,600 at least once.
Yeah.
Not at one time, but just the total.
Well, we'll worry about that at the end. Georgia leads in total yardage, 230 yards to 156 for South Carolina. So you've outgained them by almost 80 yards.
Turnover, though.
Yep. Turnover going the opposite way.
The biggest criticism that we're seeing in the chat is Georgia's conservative play calling on offense.
How's it conservative? They thrown the ball too much. Why do you say that's conservative?
Probably because it didn't work. I think that's
probably because there wasn't a halfback pass in there and a triple reverse or some stuff like that.
So we're close to 3,000 already.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Again, I'm not worried about it till the end.
I know you're not, but I just want to know so I can encourage you.
So we got a photo gallery up at UGAsports.com of the recruits who are in town.
Are we back live now?
Yes, sir.
My bad. I thought we were doing a commercial.
No, we did. It was only 30 seconds. Let everybody know that. All right. Sorry.
You want to hit a 5-minute break at halftime. Let us kind of reset, and then we'll be back for the beginning of the third.
That sounds like a good idea.
All right, so we'll take a little break. Everyone do the same, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
go back.
We are back. Radi, and I think you've been working some of your sources for some info on Brian Herring. We've had some questions about him.
Yeah, I mean, Brian hasn't had a carry in the first half, and this is a guy that's been a very strong runner for Georgia. I am being told through sources that should know that he's a little banged up. He could play if needed, but you're in a situation right now where you don't need him. I mean, Zamir White's doing a great job. Of course, DeAndre Swift is, all SEC caliber. You've got James Cook you can give the ball to. We're seeing Zamir White run the ball really well. As Coach has said, I think they probably should go to the ground a little bit more. But Brian Herring's a little banged up. We don't know exactly what it is, but it's a situation where you've got guys who can come in for him, and if you don't need to use them, you don't aggravate a bad situation.
Right.
Is that fair enough to say?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I do want to ask everyone, if you're listening to the show, please share it with your friends. It would mean a lot to us. And hit that little subscribe button in the corner. It's in the little red subscribe. Hit that. We greatly appreciate it.
All right, we got
my
action.
goodness, there's a
South
big
Carolina
run.
has broken about a 20-yard run to start the third quarter.
First play from scrimmage.
We see Rico Dowdle showing the kind of presence to just let things happen for him, and that sometimes you just don't have to knock everybody completely off the ball. You just got to get a tie up there, and you get a good back like Swift or Dowdle. They make yards, and we were concerned about that. They did that against Kentucky.
This is what I was expecting. Ground and pound here.
You're also not seeing mistakes on snaps or handoffs from Olinsky. And as much credit as he's going to get for how successful he's thrown the football, that's important that he is running a clean offense.
How do you adjust the defense here, Coach? What would you do?
Well, I think the one thing, we'll hit it after this play.
Whoa.
That's why you adjusted there. Good job, Stokes, coming off the edge. The thing they've hurt us with more than anything has been a couple runs, but the short passing game, and they come out with that little short sweep there. You just you can't stop everything with every defense. You just got to get in this kind of situation here now, and let's play the ball over the middle. This is what they've hurt us. Yeah. They've really done a good job of throwing the screens and over the middle, and we've defended the screens pretty good tackling, but they're having trouble figuring out what to do here. They're down to 8 seconds before they even
14:04 in the third.
There it is. Oski!
Oh!
Where did they throw it?
I'm just going to say, folks, if you're not watching this, I feel for you because Coach is calling this stuff before it happens. Wow, that was
I didn't have anything to do with it.
Come on, you nailed it, Coach. Take the credit.
I tell you, our defense did a great job. That was a really good job.
Jermaine Johnson.
2 plays in a row of getting your hands up, set the tone for the second half. Even though they got a first down, you got them off the field in 1 minute and 2 seconds. And Blaylock, please run this one back. Please don't fair catch.
Just take it to the house.
Please don't fair catch.
Oh, that went off his foot weird.
His hand goes up automatically. It's like a robot. But he should.
Well, he'd have been killed.
He should have fair caught that. There's no question. But
that kid
be glad that he fair caught it and didn't let it bounce to the 3.
Here's a good example of them playing man under with a high safety there. I wish I had a clicker. We were talking about it. That's a coverage sack. There's that twist that hurt us that time.
Yep.
And, there's the one that was picked for a touchdown. But overall, we're getting ready to hammer and tong these guys.
You got a good defensive coach in Will Muschamp. Folks, don't crap on Bill Muschamp. He's a bloody good coach.
It's one play from playing for a national championship in his second year at Florida.
Yep.
Cook in motion.
Here. Oh.
That should have been a tackle in the backfield.
Yeah.
It's good for Swift that it is.
He broke that, but it got him off balance.
But this far back, though, Radi, a 2-yard gain or a 1-yard gain compared to a 2-yard loss, it's a big difference.
Or a 5-yard loss in that situation, yeah. And when Georgia came out, they were expecting some more of that passing, and South Carolina was ready for it. So they run the ball, and then Georgia 2 great plays there to keep them to get the ball back.
Swift's out. Zamir White in.
I tell you, these guys inside are pretty thick now.
Yeah.
One of them is the guy that blocked that kick, according to you, Radi, I guess. And,
Yep.
he's actually from Georgia, so he's
Got a chip on his shoulder.
Got a burr in his saddle.
You got Pickens and Wolf lined up.
This is
The
where
left
you
side of the
earn. This
formation.
is where you earn your spurs as a top-notch quarterback right here. You got to get a first down.
They're pointing out the same thing you're pointing out.
Yeah, Wolf's coming in motion.
They bringing some heat.
Yep. It's got time. Oh, there's a big flag.
They're holding. They hold every snap.
So what was the routes there, Coach? You had both
We had
guys
a double
on.
crossing route. We got an over/under there. 2 guys running. They're defensive holding.
When Wolf comes in motion, what's Jake Fromm looking for?
Only reason you do that is just window dressing. If somebody runs with him, you know it's man coverage. If they don't, it's zone. It's just a case of going from one side to the other to get the defense to show its strength. But right now they're playing a single high safety, man under, and trying to heat us up with a 4-man rush. And they're getting enough pressure where we're not throwing any. You notice we're not any rhythm throws, but they're really playing the short stuff. We got to air one out here. Besides running it.
Demetrius Robertson.
Yeah.
There
Great
you
adjustment
go.
by Coley there. Early in the first half, we were throwing that more to the guy breaking from the outside underneath. That time, they just hit the inside receiver. That's good adjustment.
I want to point out that George Pickens at the end of that play was still trying to fight off defenders to give Robertson another couple yards.
He went in there and tried to push the pile.
Pickens doesn't always seem to have the best awareness. He is a freshman, but man, he tries.
Yep. Oh, that looked a little face masky there. Rick Sandage is a monster. Georgia
I can
went after
just tell
him
you-
very, very hard.
South Carolina's defensive front is solid, and they got big old Chilardos up there. Sandridge, I remember Kirby going into his home there, and I talked to him the day after. He said that kid's going to South Carolina. His mama wants him to go there.
Now his mama loved Trey Scott, and she loved the Georgia coaches, but you know he's a. I can see why he went there. He's a Carolina kid. But yeah, Georgia wanted him badly, so you know you can't. There's two runs.
I wonder if Swift hurt his ankle or something a little bit on that little tackle. You know, we don't usually see Swift out this early. I mean, you know how they kind of grabbed him to go down there, and then when it got 2 yards. Where's Cager at this point? Lined up on the outside up the top or not? No, I don't think he's. Maybe he's down here in the end.
I'll be getting a cortisone shot in that shoulder. Better throw it away.
He's going to have to throw that away.
He still threw it back.
Part of this is really tight coverage by Carolina. They're doing a good job of taking away the underneath routes, and good job, Jake, avoiding the sack there.
You know,
All right, Margie, let's just show this wasn't a one-time bomb. Let's do another one here.
Wasn't a fluke.
some of that too, Coach, is that South Carolina's defensive line is getting enough push right now that they're not having to bring too much extra. And, you know, as Georgia's season goes on, you're looking at Florida, Auburn, really good defensive lines. So this is the kind of test you have going throughout the rest of the season.
Get down. Boy, he's hit it good again. We got
Take it to the 2.
If you got questions for us, let us know. I'll get to those after. How about we talk a little interest rates right now, Radi? So interest rates are at a historic low, and it will not last forever. So first thing Monday morning, you need to call our friends at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions. You can apply online right now at 123getloan.com. That's 123getloan.com. See if a refinance makes sense for you. You can pull cash out, consolidate your first or second mortgage, lower the monthly payment, or best of all, shorten the term of your loan. In many cases, Southeastern Mortgage Solutions will pay all of your closing costs. And that's a big deal. That's closing costs. Whew.
That's thousands.
They'll get you. If you're planning to buy a new home, let the pros at Southeast Mortgage Solutions guide you through the process with the lowest rates in the market. Don't sit on the sidelines anymore. All right, don't do that. Now's the time to improve your overall financial position. Call our guys Monday morning, 770-452-1424. That's 770-452-1424, extension 201 or 202. Apply online right now. That'll save you some hassle at 123getloan.com. Southeastern Mortgage Solutions, NMLS 170525, Georgia Residential Licensee 17087.
So I'm checking out the 123getloan.com site.
You planning on buying a new house this weekend?
Yeah, I want to get a room like this in my house.
Yeah.
So I'll probably have to take out a loan to get something like that.
That's a good idea.
That's too nice.
I've had a couple
that's
people notice
easy.
that the back row here is open. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Some people have said, how do I make that happen?
So I mean,
We'll see.
that's easy. Southeastern Mortgage Solutions, like you said, 770-452-1424. 30-year, 20-year, 15, 10-year fixed, FHA, VA, Jumbo, ARM products. They have everything you can want. And again, if it's good enough for Georgia's players' parents and guys that have signed with Georgia and are headed to Georgia, it's good enough for you.
A couple comments we've had: either receivers are having a hard time with separation, or they're being held. So
We both. They hold. Our guys hold. I mean,
Everybody
it's a
holds.
technique. I think we got to take a couple shots on them.
We do got a little breaking news here.
Misdirection.
Defensive back Mark Webb is out for now with a left knee injury.
So
I see
Devon's
Anthony
in there
Dasher
now as a nickel
from the
guy.
Stadium tweeted that as well. Anthony Dasher from the stadium.
So apparently they announced that in the press box because everybody on the beat just put that out there.
Here we go. We got the 1st and 15. I like that.
10:24 in the third quarter for those of you who are syncing up the game.
And again, we do have the score and the clock on the bottom of the screen. That is kind of a screen capture we're doing, so it's not going to count down with the clock, but it'll give you a general idea if you're watching this back. Paul asked, is Brian Harrion injured? Yes, Radi did report that a few minutes ago. You want to reiterate that report?
Yeah. Let me hit this again real quick. Let's watch this play.
Pick.
Oof.
Good tackle. J.R. Reed.
Looks like a second half
Tay
team.
Crowder.
All right, let me. That is a little senior leadership there.
Well, look, after J.R. Reed played so well against Notre Dame, had a couple plays against Tennessee that just weren't quite part of that standard that he set. It's good to see him in the open field make those tackles again.
Yeah. Here comes that run. Look at Tay Crowder busting up that wedge there. Real quick, for folks asking about Brian Harrion, we were told that he is banged up. So we don't know exactly what it is, but he could go if need be. Right now, you don't need him. You've got DeAndre Swift, who can get the job done, being spelled a little bit by Zamir White, who we know is, the guy's averages 5+ yards a carry. You also have James Cook back there you can give the ball to. So it's a situation where you don't make a banged up situation into an injury. You don't need him yet, so hold off. And oh, wow, great pressure. Oh, missed tackle, but look at big number Justin Young there, 92.
Flag on the play.
Oh, that is not good. He is pounding the ground in pain.
I hope we didn't have roughing the passer there on 3rd and 15.
Oof.
We're offside.
And Brian Edwards hurt.
That could be the worst play in South Carolina history right now.
So their starting quarterback and their best receiver.
What
both
was
down
the
on
penalty
field.
there?
Personal foul on Adam Anderson.
Roughing the passer. You just don't do that. You just don't do that, man. We had him backed up. Golly, it's not worth it.
A lot of these freshmen getting these roughing the passer.
Well, we also
not
had a
just
senior
that,
last week, the March
personal foul calls on these guys.
Yeah, who was it that did that hurt his foot last year that had the Liz Frank deal?
That was David Marshall.
He had a roughing the passer last week.
But this is so deep in South Carolina's territory. It's 3rd and long.
3rd and 20.
Just get off the field and flip the field position, and then go tie the game. And just the timing of that penalty is.
What I tell you, if you're going to have an upset, you're going to have penalties, turnovers, and special teams issues.
Yep.
What have you had? Penalties, a turnover, and a special teams issue.
Yep.
You've had a kick blocked, you've had a pick six, and you've had some dumbass penalties at the worst possible times.
But even think of how the energy on the sideline changes. And, Coach, you can speak to this way more than we can. But when you're close to the defense there, get you in 3rd and 20, and you're about to get the football back, you would think that would bring energy to the sideline.
Exactly.
And then to have this change it.
Here's the thing that you got to do as a good team, though. You got to reinforce in your mind that you can't say, here we go again. These guys, what's going to happen if we lose to South Carolina? Deep down, they don't think they can beat us, and we don't think they can beat us. And you start worrying about every scenario being, hey, we're getting bad luck and all that. You just got to play the situations. And right now, we're not playing as a very poised team. We've got to overcome some adversity here.
We got some
and
real
understand
adversity.
and can't just say, look, our season's going in front of us right now. There's plenty of time, but that was a humongous penalty right there. And now they're going to come in here with this dual threat quarterback that's going to give us a lot different look. Now this guy's going to run the zone read, but he's going to keep the ball. He's going to do some things that we haven't seen out of South Carolina with Bentley or this guy. Let's see what happens here.
We got some breaking news. Brian Herring has a lower back sprain and is out for now. Justin Schaefer has a neck sprain and is out for now.
He was falling forward.
Yeah.
It was after the ball was thrown, so I understand. And
So we need to watch this guy here and be careful on
New
the quarterback
quarterback.
runs. We're not going to be near as aggressive on the backside here, knowing that Joyner
Can pull and run.
You got to take advantage of this quarterback change here. Hope we get a turnover. You just got to avoid that. I wonder what happened to Edwards. Looks like he hurt his ankle. All right. Be alert for quarterback draw.
Oh, boy.
Here's the other thing that happens. You got a new cadence in there. They're used to Olinsky. Now you got this kid in. These are kind of plays that a good defense will take over and make something happen. In this situation, this clock is going really fast on us. We're halfway through the 3rd quarter. We've had 1 possession.
Yep.
We've run like 8 plays. I was wrong. He's from North Charleston, not Charleston. That's 5 miles wrong.
Can you get this right? You got one
facts
job.
matter, Coach.
Yeah,
You got one job in this
My
thing.
bad. There he goes.
Oh.
Now, see, that's a pass that Olinsky probably hits with his
Gets in front of him.
right. But that's also a play that they may not have Olinsky making right now.
This is right here. I would tell you some Champy's chicken, some one of these, what do you call them, natural
Natty Light Seltzers.
seltzer. This is a quarterback draw in a New York minute. Will Muschamp, this is a draw.
Coach is putting a Natty Light Seltzer on the betting table.
Oh, my gosh. To get a first down on 3rd and 15 from a draw play with a backup quarterback. It's going to
It was
upset
a
some
draw,
fans, Coach.
but it was the other kind. God. Why would you even think anything but that? Because they're not going to let that guy throw the ball backed up like that. That was a good call, but we got to stop that. 15 yards on a draw play.
I remember every time Mike Bobo did that, people lost their damn minds.
3rd and 20 penalty, 3rd and 15 draw play, first down.
That's a good point.
We're going to sell the ranch on the run now, make
Yep.
this guy beat us throwing, but we got to get some field position here.
With that being the case, you're going to see a lot of Jermaine Johnson. You're going to see a lot of Nolan Smith.
Yep.
You know, they're doing a good job calling the game here.
Yep.
That's a very safe play there. I could see a quarterback run coming up here. They got
Short 3rd and 2. Yep. That'd be.
A quick throw to the outside like that when a quarterback run is probably somewhere in kind of the game plan on him. Stretches your linebackers and tests their eyes a little bit.
good coverage there by Stokes again.
When having Stokes there allowed Monty Rice to
I would have
blitz from the middle.
never let that kid throw that pass, but I'm glad he did. Here's where you got to do the don'ts in the kicking game. Don't be offside, don't block in the back, and don't let the ball bounce inside the 10. Those are don'ts.
This game's got me wanting to bring out the 40,
Oh my
the
gosh.
40-ounce Bud Light.
Woo, you're supposed to do it for points, Roddy.
I'm just
Based on this game, it'll probably go out on the 1 yard line.
yeah, that's one of your.
Oh, that's what we need.
Got lucky there.
I
That's
will
what we
say
need.
this. For those 2 third and longs that ended up being first downs for South Carolina and them not to get any points out of it, it's probably a victory for Georgia.
Yeah, that's the best you can hope for. When you have a 3rd and 20 and you get a personal foul, 3rd and 15, they make the first down. That usually results in points. Because think about it, you just gave up.
No, they had to go so far.
35
Here's
points,
what we
35
gotta-
yards.
Here's what we got to do right now. I just like to see us run it 3 straight times.
I do want to. I agree with you, Coach. I want to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors today. It's our favorite beer to drink on game days, Bud Light. Bud Light is an American light lager that's been around since 1982. I did not realize it's been around since 1982.
I haven't been around since
Yeah, I know.
1982.
But there's good reasons for that. You know, it is crisp, refreshing, and pairs great with the tailgate food, which we've had right here, thanks to Champy's. Keep it crisp, dog fans. Drink Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. If you're not enjoying it responsibly, you're going to have words with me. Now, thanks to our guys over at Champy's for giving me the 40 koozie. So
Yeah, you know,
the
the other
thing's still
thing
cold. They
about-
delivered it before the game. It's still freezing.
The other thing about we talk about the sponsors being dog fans. You know, the Farmer family, ever since I've been here, in all sports, have been so supportive of Georgia athletics, endowing scholarships, doing this, helping us build the first weight room that we really had that was world class, and now Leon Farmer III just does so much for Georgia athletics, and you know, appreciate him helping us get this equipment, get this show going. It's going to be big for us. We just got to get a win here to get. We don't put the whammy. I mean, Kirby's going to tell me to hit the road. If it,
Amari Carmichael asked, what's happening with the offensive line?
I don't know that there's anything in particular. They're playing against a really good defense front, and we're just not hitting the passes. We need something.
Yeah, we got some. We mentioned this before the game. Before the season started. If it's a known passing down, you know they're going to bring a lot of heat, and sometimes you got more bodies than you can get a hat on.
From a playmaker perspective, Brian Herrion, injured right now, could possibly play if he needed to, according to your report, Roddy, from your sources.
Well, with a sprained back, so I don't know how.
Probably unlikely.
Yeah.
We have seen Lawrence Cager with his injured shoulder. It looked like that was re-aggravated. So
Kinley's back in the game, though. That's good.
you'll probably be seeing the depth chart extended a little bit, which is fine for Georgia. They have the depth.
What you need is a big play here, Dayne. You need somebody to make a big play.
There's one.
I think something's wrong with Swift, too. I mean, he hasn't been in since that tackle.
And Lawrence Cager's off to the locker room. Just so folks know, he has gone to the locker room.
So if we don't see Swift come out, White
Cager.
come out, something's wrong here.
Yeah.
Maybe give Cook some.
I mean, if Herrion and Swift are injured, you would think Cook's got to get some play in here.
We got the
Simmons
heavy
and
set
Pickens
here.
up top.
We got
Heavy.
we got the heavy set with Mays in at tight end. This no
Oh, my
hitter
God.
there.
Wow.
Nobody even blocked that guy.
Sanders sitting in the backfield just waiting.
I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat this. South Carolina's defensive line is beating Georgia's offensive line right now.
He came in heavy, and the guy came through untouched. Just walking through that A-gap? I mean,
Yeah, I don't really know what the
'cause that looked like
scheme
play
was.
side
It looked
A-gap.
like looked like the backside guy didn't come up on him. So now we got
Swift's back in.
Swift back in. They got heat.
Brought in Swift for pass protection.
Good catch.
hang on to it. 5:04 left in the third.
You got to
Big
separate
catch.
from these guys. They're playing the short stuff, but third down they're going to play it. But somebody's got to make a play here and just get this game even with their second team quarterback in. We'll be all right.
They just showed Olinsky with ice on his knee. That would pretty much tell you he's out.
But it would be typical of this game to bring in your third string quarterback and actually win it.
We got Jamari Salyer in at right tackle and Mays in at right guard.
So what's Isaiah Wilson? Play action,
Wow.
and they still got him.
When they beat Andrew Thomas, they're doing some stuff.
We had said after the Tennessee game, and we actually took a little heat from some fans about Georgia's pass protection. And we've seen that some today, that Georgia has not.
It's a little bit of that and a little bit of their coverage. I mean, they're sitting down on these things.
Yeah,
You're right, Dayne.
Great coverage. But he had a lot of time there and just can't hang on to it forever.
A receiver's going to have to make a play. You saw Pickens make a solid catch a second ago to move the chains.
Could
But
be a draw again.
or Swift out of the backfield. Yep.
Oh,
You can tell that they prepared for Swift pass catching.
yes, they did.
That's a good read.
I like the call, though. Now you got a manageable 3rd and 8
Yeah.
compared to 3rd and long. This is 3rd and long, but Brunson's having a big game.
Yep. Like I said, every team's.
Now we got Mays at left guard, Wilson back in the game, Salyer at right guard.
I'm telling you,
Man,
you give me Kinlaw, Sandage, and Wonham on that defensive line. That is a hell of a line. And again, untouched.
They did keep Eli Wolf back here
It's
to block.
holding on us.
Yep.
And still nothing available.
Good defensive call by them. They overloaded one side, and then they had more than we could block there. We got to get out of these lost yardage plays on 1st down. I mean, just not running the football good enough to get ahead of the sticks.
I think you need a defensive play. Somebody's talking about the wide receivers need to make a play. This is where you need your defense to bail you out.
Well, I mean, think about it. South Carolina's 2 touchdowns. One is a pick 6, and the other was the one busted coverage, I guess you would say,
Yeah.
the double move from Brian Edwards. That's it.
Got
Otherwise,
thunderfoot in that ball.
Oh, jump on it now. It's rolling backwards. So you got him inside the 20, exactly where you want on your punt.
with technically a 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah. That's what you got. 3rd string quarterback, a guy who's it's a little bit different, but this is where your defense should step up. If you want to have a national championship caliber team against, going up against a rival like this, your defense, who's not missing too many key players, is missing 1 or 2. We see Eric Stokes out there, Tay Crowder, Monty Rice, Marshall, Young. Those guys should. This is where you make a play. This is where J.R. Reed makes an interception. LeCount knocks the ball away to force him to punt. You need some big defensive play to counter the momentum here. You got to get the momentum back on your side. Georgia's going uphill right now. It feels like everything's harder than it needs to be.
Coach Cameron Tidon is asking, what do you call offensively to slow down what South Carolina is doing on defense? Because they're playing really aggressive.
I think maybe a little misdirection would help a little bit, and also just throw some deeper routes on 1st down when you do throw the ball instead of just settling for a short one. Let's take a deep shot.
Try to stretch them out.
Maximum protect and throw one deep because they're sitting on our receivers.
You expecting some option read here from
Yeah.
their quarterback?
Although maybe not the read part because they would worry about the fumble.
Tell you, Brian McClennan's calling a really good game.
He is.
With whoever is back there. It's an easy throw. It's a low-risk throw.
We look at the number of guys that Georgia was bringing to that situation. He had plenty of time. So you go to the safe throw. Big Jordan Davis in there. Wow.
Tackle.
That was some impressive penetration there by Monty Rice.
Olinsky had such a good game.
If he'd missed that kid, he'd be running all the way to the Tate Center. He was flying. Yeah.
3rd and 4. I mean, these
Quarterback draw.
are 5 wide, yeah. A lot of talking for Georgia.
Now they moved up. Nope. He'll get it. Whoa, wow.
Good tackle there again.
Tay, Crowder.
He had it. Come on, that ref's a little left leaning. I think he's got some coins in his pocket there. He kind of.
When you go back to the recap story of Tay Crowder's Georgia career, you're going to find so many of these plays where he just barely saved something.
Yeah.
Even in going back to his special teams play at the Rose Bowl, little things like that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're brave enough to fake this one, Coach.
Yeah, I'd like to see us return one.
Should have more room this time.
Yeah, but he's punting that ball way up.
It's the ball at the 22, minute 12 left in the 3rd quarter. South Carolina with a 17-10 lead.
Georgia getting his 3rd possession of the quarter.
Oh, this may not be good for you, Coach, either.
It's 10-10.
10-10, Oklahoma and Texas.
What you got? Are you going to read something for us?
No, I'm trying to hide my eyes from this game. That's not what I want to see.
All right, here we go, dogs.
We'll tell everybody to take a moment to remind you that Saturdays are better with a crisp Bud Light. Whether you're at a tailgate or on your couch like we are, keep it crisp, Georgia fans. Please drink responsibly.
Got Cook in there.
And Robertson in motion.
Didn't tell you anything. Robertson, did you check down?
There's the shot. A little underthrown.
Wow.
But that was a great catch from Pickens.
What has Coach been asking for? Right there.
Over the middle.
Over the middle. Did you see that fan? She's like, yes.
Well, I mean,
I don't know who you are, lady, but yeah, that you summed up the entire. Wow.
That ball was underthrown.
That was a hell of a catch.
Tyler Smith.
You better bring him down because that kid, he can move.
That felt like a pretty quick snap, too. Is that something that Jake Fromm has the call on there?
They do. And see, he's doing it right now. He's like, look, let's go fast. Let's go fast.
Cook's going to break one here if they'll give it to him.
Oh, my God.
Are you future?
I love that.
I swear to God.
There is a flag.
Of course.
Holding on 7.
Ben Cleveland.
Cleveland. Now we got 2nd and 16. You don't need the whole, Ben. You're doing a lot of subbing in that line.
I mean, this was right in front of Cooks, so the ref would have had a really good view.
Oh, God, no.
I mean, the first part of that was too good to call that.
No.
But they said he grabbed jersey? Because
There was not. That is a bullshit
Is
call.
he calling it 2nd 7 or 2nd 7?
2nd 7. Come
Run-
on, you get into
Run
the
the
kids.
draw.
You get into the kids'
the
steering
draw.
wheel, shoulder pads. I'll take that. A little play action to Demetrius Robertson.
All right, so we're going to the 4th quarter. Georgia is moving the ball. 17-10 South Carolina. I don't think anyone would have thought that Georgia would be down by 7 points heading into the 4th.
Do we hold up our phones now? I'm usually on the sideline taking a video of this, so I don't know. I don't know how it works.
That? Is that what you want?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's what we're supposed to do.
Well, I don't think many people left early.
Nope.
I do want to, Coach, when Jake is allowed to go quicker like that, I know that's confidence in Jake being able to do it and make that decision, but is that just an attempt to try to keep the defense?
Right. We have a built-in deal where we got a call that anytime we make a pretty good big play, we can come up there and call. I won't tell you what the name of it is, but we say that, and everybody just gets up there. So you got, it's not part of like a hurry-up offense. It's just a play call where it's on top of a big play where you go up there and you just run a play so the defense can't get set and everything else, and it's just disconcerting to the defense. But we also have just a continuity type stuff where we run several plays in a row. Like at the end of the half, we've done it, but we do it during the game itself. But right now, we're using the myriad of offensive linemen in there. I don't know if anything happened to Wilson or to what happened, but we had Mays at right tackle, and then moved him to right guard, and then we had Salyer come in at right tackle. Now we got Ben in at right guard, so we're moving them around. But something's definitely wrong with Swift, I think. Don't you? I mean, how many times did he touch the ball in the third quarter? He caught that pass, but I don't think he's running the
15
ball.
carries in the first half.
How many runs has he had this total now? That'll tell you the third quarter. But Cook is just such a dynamic player that I'm getting laryngitis trying to get him the ball.
This is an important possession for Georgia to finish out, because if Georgia can tie this game here, I think you like your chances. South Carolina is going to struggle to score more points with a third-string quarterback and their best receiver injured.
Yeah, but the more we can get the crowd in the game and put the pressure on them, the better. And adversity is always tough. But, like I said, when you asked me the question, we got to think that they deep down don't think they're going to be trying to hold on, and we got to know that we're capable of doing it. But, that's how upsets happen sometimes, mistakes, and we just aren't hitting on all cylinders. There's a lot of plays where you got 9 or 10 guys, but you look at the penalties in this game have been humongous.
Yep.
The first drive of the game, when they hit the long pass, we had a pass interference call when they had a 95-yard drive, right?
Correct.
And then, but there's no sugarcoating. I mean, they've come in here and played extremely well.
They have,
and they've got a good defensive front now. I mean,
I'm saying one carry for DeAndre Swift in that third quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people would say that coming out, knowing we're a running team, that he would only touch it once in the third quarter on a run? He caught a pass, but I think he hurt his foot or his groin or something. I don't know what it is, but I can just tell watching him, he doesn't look.
Yeah, Lawrence Cagers went back to the locker room, so there's something, his shoulders probably killed him. We saw him take a couple shots on that.
Harry Dog looked pretty flexible there. We fumbled the snap from center.
I mean, if you're writing the script of how to lose a football game, pick six, couple turnovers.
What do I say every time?
Penalties,
turnovers, special teams.
That looked like
there's 2 turnovers.
To me, that looked like Jake thought it was on a certain signal and it was a late snap. I don't know. Let's get a replay, ESPN. Ball went right through his hands. Here's what happens there for the fans. When a guy's pulling or trying to reach a guy, you got to ride him out. We usually run from back in the gun, and Jake didn't ride towards the play.
He stayed
pulling
still.
Back.
Yeah.
So that's just
creates a gap.
Got to step up and make a play here.
I mean, I hope fans realize the defense has played its ass off in this third quarter, other than the penalties.
It didn't have anything to do with that. It's just the fact he was reaching the guy and you didn't ride him out. Right there.
Oh, my God, you had him.
This guy here is a player.
Yep. Walter Grant was back
we
there.
That's what we didn't need. This guy's. Oh, me. That's cramps.
That fumble is just such a momentum killer because Georgia was.
You're moving the ball.
Yeah.
Again, it gives them one more possession that you don't have.
Well, you tell your quarterback that and your center when a guy. There's a lot of difference between us. If everybody just this is the coach's point. If everybody just remember when a guy's firing straight out, you can pocket the ball and pull it back. You know, your hand and your stomach or your third hand there. But when he's taking a step to block over or reach a guy or to block back, you've got to ride towards that before you pull out because there's separation there, and that's what happened.
Exactly.
You guys have a really good shot of it. That just a fundamental error from one of our best players. You've got to ride him out.
Yep. So Fromm had a absolute brilliant game against Tennessee. Crazy numbers. Today, not as good.
Pick six and a fumble.
I'm just saying, that's rough. Some of those passes, George Pickens bailed him out on a catch, on a throw that was not where it should have been. He's having a rough game.
But I will say, there's a lot of doom and gloom right now in this chat room on YouTube.
Yeah, well, it's the fourth quarter and you're down by a touchdown. The other team has the ball.
And I understand it. But what I'm saying is that if Georgia can get a stop here, and the defense has done that in the second half so far, you put Fromm right back in that position. And so far this year and in his career, he's shown he's capable of handling that moment.
You just had a graphic up there that 0-4 with 30 or more pass attempts. How many have we had? That means we're not running the ball that good. How much rushing yards do we have? Of course, we've had a couple sacks, but we don't have.
Fromm has had 31 pass attempps.
How many sacks? I mean, how many
Rushing attempts?
rushing yards do we have?
Rushing yards, 118.
I mean, that's.
And Swift had most of those in the first half.
Yeah. Swift, 15 carries for 77 and the touchdown. Zamir White, 10 carries for 41 yards. James Cook, 2 for 10.
Now you take out Brian Herrion, without him being in it, and give him 2 turnovers. That's spotting South Carolina a lot of. Plus, again, give South Carolina's defensive front credit. Like I said, Wonham, Sandage, Kinlaw, that's some beef.
To your point, Georgia, 21 first down, South Carolina, 12.
Difference is that pick 6 still.
Total yards, Georgia, 324, South Carolina, 226.
They've lost their best wide receiver, their starting quarterback. But I mean, hey, if you want to give them the game, make mistakes like that.
South Carolina has more penalties, but Georgia has more turnovers.
Yep.
South Carolina doesn't have any turnovers.
Look, to me, if you have 2 evenly matched teams, you have a 50-50 chance of winning. You give them 2 turnovers, now you got a 70-30% chance.
Goodness, get on this guy.
South Carolina was not set during that play.
You got to hope this guy makes some rookie mistakes here, like that one.
That's a good play, though. They'll call it again. It's like all right, that one works. Let's hold on to that one. We'll run something else here and come back to it.
Coach, do you worry about doing hurry up or snap count things with a third string quarterback?
Sure. But at the same time, that's your best shot with this group right here because he's got the ability to make plays in the open field. And if you get Georgia misaligned, just like that last play, he can make yards on his own. Here he comes on the boot.
I think you want him throwing that as much as they're willing to throw it.
Yeah,
Nolan Smith back there.
Any penalties here now?
I will say.
We hadn't had, but ooh, goodness.
Oh, it put him on his head.
That was a clean hit, too.
Yeah, caught him underneath. But I want to say on that last play, watch Mike Thornton come off right up the gut. That was impressive. Hey, Miguel Carter's in the game.
At Tennessee, this is a down where we would see
Crowd's
Jermaine
gotta-
Johnson come from the middle.
Crowd's
Yeah.
got to help us here.
Speed rusher on both sides.
I can see quarterback draw. Just punt
N'Kobe's
the
sliding
ball.
over for coverage.
There's nobody to the right there.
Corner blitz. Got
You got to make that play.
it disrupted it, but that should have been worse.
That is
Was
a
that
havoc
divide?
play. I don't know. Let the 5-star do his thing.
Who was 7 coming in there? Was is
Tariq
that
Stevenson.
Tariq.
I thought it was 1. You're right.
Seven.
Yep, Tariq Stevenson.
It was slightly delayed.
This guy's got to have a black cat punt once. Kick his shank.
No,
God knows
he's
it's
killing it.
all the game and all over us. All right, answer the phone.
That kid he is a hang time master right there. So fair catch at the 19, 13 minutes and 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Getting a little tight there. Again, I just want to shout out to our friends at Southeastern Mortgage. If you want to refinance, pay your house off faster, buying a new house, hit them up at 123getloan.com. So can't beat it. I mean, if you can't remember that, I know you're probably 10 to 12 Natty Light seltzers into the game, but you can remember 123getloan.com. Thanks to our friends there. And if you're going to the Georgia-Florida game, need a place to stay, you cannot stay with me. I already got my rooms full, but you can stay with us at the Hominy Hotel or some of the other spots they have down there. Hit up fanplans.com, FANPLANS.com, fanplans.com.
Coach, to your point, Georgia down 7 here, but still with a decent amount of time left in the quarter. There's no hurry up. There's no panic.
Right, run your offense, and we've got to get Swift involved. You know, he had a really good first half, and he's explosive. He's your money guy. I'd say I'm going to live or die with Swift unless something's wrong with him.
If something's wrong with him, where do you go?
Then you call 123 mortgage.
123 get loan. Sell the house.
No, I mean,
Let Zamir White win the game for you.
I think, again, they've done a good job defending our passing game.
No explosive plays to this game.
Yeah, we haven't had any long plays, and they've defended us extremely well. You gotta hope Robertson or Pickens or somebody breaks a tackle. We did throw the ball over the middle on a good post route. I'd like to see us come back to that.
If you find George Pickens in one-on-one coverage, his catch radius is
That's what you get with George. I mean, Lawrence Cager, but Lawrence.
Cager's out.
yeah.
Cager's
I'm gonna go on a limb and say Cager's out.
Well, the last note we got was that he was on his way to the locker room. I'm not sure if he's come back or not.
But we're at the point in the season here that your depth chart gets tested at every position.
Yep.
And-
Oh, yeah. Well, what is Kirby Smart? The one thing he rails about all the time is you got to have depth. You know, that's why he's so vehement about recruiting that 11th or 12th defensive lineman or that 7th or 8th cornerback. You know, or a secondary guy, because it's situations like this. You know,
Other thing you might could see
they're taking
is
5 offensive linemen in this class because you need them.
Here we go. That's a
positive
good
play.
run. That's a good run. Run it again. Feed him the rock.
DeAndre Swift with a
They're gonna try to go with this guy.
Yeah, because they're
There's Clint Haggard.
they're one-dimensional with.
She went down there and told him it's okay for him to play.
the other thing we haven't seen is the,
Olinsky's mom's on.
the
Gotta
Demetrius,
drink.
the Demetrius Robertson
That's
inside
5 yards.
slant.
That's 5 yards. Well, he's caught 2 in this quarter. Remember that?
Yep.
He caught 2 where we talked about faking up and then hitting him.
Yeah, they ran a play action through to him over on the left flat.
They just played the run there. They
Yeah,
had
they
too many
did.
people. That's where you got it. The threat of the quarterback would help. Whoo, baby.
We're getting an Oklahoma Texas update now.
Flea flicker.
98 yo-yo. C.D. Lamb.
Pretty low
Oh,
scoring game.
wow. How did he score?
This is a play of the season for the Dogs.
James Cook in the backfield.
Draw.
They bring 6.
That's a penalty there.
I don't see a flag. There it is.
No, there it is.
I was getting nervous.
He jumped over the back, jumped over his shoulders on the back side. You got it. The back judge has to call that.
I'm gonna go right now with James Cook or Swift. The way they're rushing, we got to sprint out a little bit.
And again, South Carolina's been playing a pretty mistake-free
God,
second
the
half.
guy's raping the guy's shoulder there. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm
really.
saying. I mean, again, back judge throws it from a mile away. He saw it.
Well, look, if Will Muschamp's he's giving a nonchalant
Yeah, 'cause he
hand
knows-
wave,
I mean,
like
he
we know his reactions
Yeah.
to penalties.
There you go. Burma Road these guys. That's 5 yards.
Yeah.
That's a fearless run from Swift.
Get up there and run it again.
And you notice the burst he had. By the time he got to the line, he was almost at full speed.
We got Mays in for Kenley.
Yep.
2nd and 5's a good play to keep running it. Run Swift outside. Or
Now, do you throw it to him out there? You toss it to him? Hand it to him? What do you do?
he's not in there. You can't do anything to him.
I'm just saying, if you were.
This is reverse to Cook. This is reverse
Check
to
out
Cook.
Warner at the bottom. He
It's
should be
reverse
the
to Cook.
front blocker.
Fake the reverse to him.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Like I said, it's reverse to Cook, but he faked it.
Yep.
Come on.
Ran right up the gut, and Jones is there just waiting on him. Nobody there.
Well, Hill's got to come up on that middle linebacker after he loses the guard there. I mean,
Well, they double teamed him, and he didn't climb.
Right.
That you put a hand on him, you push, then go get your man. He didn't do that.
They got us confused on our protection there a little bit.
Yeah. Again, they brought 6 before. Now they're about to bring, just bringing 4, but they showed 6.
There we go.
There you go. Read that hot route.
That was a pretty play.
That was. Well, he saw him coming. He knew he had a hot read, and he went to him.
When you saw George Pickens come from left to right on that slant,
Yeah.
Eli Wolf kind of cleared out
Cleared
up
it
top,
out,
and
yep.
that opened everything behind Pickens.
Well, they took a chance that the back would pick up the guy, and he was hot, and that's
Yep.
where Jake was great. You can't.
Come on. What the hell?
The FCC going to investigate you on this language, man.
I'm about to get a little saltier. I'm about
I think we're allowed
4
on
natty
YouTube
lights on
to,
YouTube.
to
So
let it fly if you so choose.
What we got to do.
just as long as our friends at 1, 2, 3 Get Loaned don't care, then we can say what we want. There's a bullshit mugging there.
He said they're Georgia fans and maybe saying worse.
All right, that's what I was wondering. How do you get it to him on the edge?
That's 7 yards.
Yep. James Cook on the edge. Funny that.
Yeah, we got 2 downs to make this. Let's go. You don't need to throw it.
I mean, from the South Carolina, I'm saying this is their best
We're
game.
going
all
empty,
year
though.
about.
Oh, yeah.
We're going empty.
What?
Swift's down. He's lined up as a receiver. He could shift back.
But if he does, he's probably only going to be in but right off. No, okay, there he goes.
Yeah.
He's going to see
You
if
can
they
definitely run the ball right here, over here.
run it to the left, give it to him.
Oh my gosh, Fromm.
Throw the ball to Matt Landers.
That's the ball game.
I don't know if it's the ball game.
I'm just
but
saying 3 turnovers.
I think
To nothing.
Landers went the wrong way there, or he threw it. It looked like he didn't break to the outside. This guy's gonna make All-American this game. 2 interceptions.
Wow.
What else?
Previous plays under review, whether it hit the ground.
On the first replay that I saw, it looked like he had it to me. Definitely didn't see anything that would overturn it, but we may get a different angle here.
We got Jake Roos up there working with it. It's been piecing it together. Got a play where the ball hit the ground a couple years ago.
Can you get Muschamp's glasses for a better look?
Yeah. Nightmare.
Coach, fans are asking,
Call stands.
was that on Landers running the
That's
wrong
what I
way?
can't figure out. I mean, I said you throwing the ball to Matt Landers there, and it looked like he hooked up instead of breaking out, and Jake thought he was going to break out. But maybe it's not fair to either one of them to say which one messed up. But it was an out route. It looked like to me that he didn't break out. So that's what. Yeah. 3rd and 3 to me is running down in a game like that when your quarterback's not throwing that great.
JSD Georgia says, why is Landers in the game? And I think that is a good point.
Yeah.
I will say, though, that with Cager being out,
Cager's
you do go down
out.
further in the chart.
Yep.
The other thing is
You have to go down one more.
you got 2 downs to make it. They're doing a good job on stopping the run overall, though.
I mean, at this point, South Carolina is going to be very conservative, I would think, just to try to kill some clock here, get a couple first downs if possible.
Be interesting if they bring in Olinsky. Looked like they were working him over there, but I don't think you need to. But
Well, from a passing perspective,
you're absolutely there, but I'm just saying them.
if I'm Will Muschamp, I don't sit on this one. I mean, hey, don't take any chances, but you got to figure Georgia's about ready to do something. I mean, they can't keep stopping themselves. Their last 2 possessions have been a turnover, right? Fumble, snap, and an interception, and they're into the field. So, don't sit on it.
Oklahoma's up 20-10, Coach, on Texas.
Yeah.
3rd quarter. I mean, there's no other way to say it than Jake Fromm has not had a good game today. And very much cost Georgia. And
It was 3 turnovers for him. 2
Yeah.
interceptions and a fumble. That's
And quite honestly, to Coach's point, we're not really playing. We're not seeing Georgia football. Their
Who's
identity.
making the other big plays? Where's anything beyond 10 yards? Where's anything beyond 20 yards? Where's anything beyond 30? It's not there. Just rough.
You turn the ball over 3, or if you have a -3 turnover margin.
That's my
in a
point.
Game, with a couple of the clutch penalties you've had. I mean,
Well, I always say it like this. Like I said, it's if you have 2 teams that are evenly balanced, which these are not. Georgia has quite the advantage, but 2 teams evenly balanced, you got a 50% chance of winning. You have a turnover, now it's 60-40. 2 turnovers, 70-30. 3 turnovers, 80-20. It's just when they get that many more possessions than you do, and your possessions are ending in turnovers, it's just bad news. I mean, South Carolina keeps
there's a
jumping.
false start there.
What's their 4th false start of the game? 3rd or 4th?
I mean, this is very uncharacteristic of a Kirby Smart team. Very much so.
Defense has played very well in this half.
Defense is
They've given up 10 points.
Still haven't given up a rushing touchdown this year, have they?
Yeah.
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 This guy's going to make all conference in this game, 2 interceptions. He's the one that took it to the house, too, right?
Yep.
You got to play this guy.
That was Justin Young coming a little too far inside.
Man.
Can't have a 5th-year senior doing that.
Rocky Top.
Tennessee up 20-10 on Mississippi State late in the game. That's
Guy's
probably
offside.
9 minutes exactly left.
He didn't make a first down. We got to play the quarterback, man.
You got to contain him.
Well, you got Webb out. You got Cager out.
Harrying.
Right. Throwing it on third down.
That's a bold call.
Don't let him inside.
Again, over the middle, right where that's where they've been gashing Georgia all day. So Brian Edwards is back. That's good.
That's a great throw.
It was. I think
Got some criticism in the chat on Devod Wilson for a couple of these tackle attempts.
he's going.
what?
Devod Wilson. They're complaining about Devod Wilson's tackle attempts. He's got to stop going up around the shoulders. And selling out for the run there. And
Good job by Ted Crowder.
yeah, still had him in the backfield. Shouldn't have got the yards he did.
Well, this is the first time this season I think you can truly say we're about to find out what Georgia's made of.
And Notre Dame game when they had a little spell there, but you're right.
But that wasn't late in the game.
You're right. I get.
Got to get off the field.
Yep.
You can run that bootleg and then try to throw it in the flat.
To your point, they are working that clock down really low.
Mm-hmm.
Daddle's trying to frame it up. No, I got to here.
If I'm South Carolina here, if I think that inside slant's open again,
I'll run it.
but it also depends, do you want to run another 30 seconds down on the clock?
Yeah, they might run a double move here and go for the win. Think we'll jump it.
Yep.
That's better coverage.
Yep.
Well, based
I
on,
still say that was a good play call, though.
well, it's safe. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. Oh, Sky Pilot here, Sky King.
He has been putting these things in the stratosphere.
We got the safe return on there. Nobody's
Yeah.
going to rush. Well, it's not as deep.
No, he's faking it. Oof.
Their special teams have.
What'd I say? Special teams, penalties, turnovers. That's a recipe for an upset.
Best thing we can do to help our protection is move the quarterback a little bit and throw or hit the back out of the backfield after play action. Because they're teeing off on us.
Against South Carolina, Missouri scored 34. Alabama scored 47. North Carolina scored 24. So far, Georgia scored 10. And turnovers. I mean, that's it.
Yep. So we have a lot of folks put out a little tweet talking about the exact same thing: turnovers, special teams, penalties, ingredients for an upset. I got people folks saying delayed handoffs on second down, third down, punt, rinse, repeat. Jake has been pressured all day. Again, I don't know so much. I think it's more the penalty. Georgia's driving well twice.
If Jake doesn't throw that pick six, it's a tie game right now.
What, we
It's
punted
10-10.
3 times?
Yeah,
How many punts do we had?
2.
I'm going to confirm for you.
How about lack of heart and will? It's not lack of heart and will when you turn the ball
Execution.
over.
3 punts.
3 punts. There you go. Yep. Matt points out also field position. Yeah, you've had crappy field position, as we're going to see right now. Georgia in its own 5.
Well, a lot of blame right now is going to Jake Fromm and to James Coley. And both of them can go tie the game right here.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's-
but at the same time, I mean, it's you can do blame, which is fair. But it's a situation where sometimes it happens. You haven't had any of those, and throughout most of the season, now all of a sudden you had them in bunches. it is the worst possible time against a team that's trying to find its way. So every team that you play, you are now facing what Alabama faces on a weekly basis, what Ohio State sees on a weekly basis, what Oklahoma sees on a weekly basis. These teams, this is their biggest game of the year.
Coach, when you're so far in your own territory, you're just trying to give yourself a little more room here at first, or?
Yeah, I could see us sprinting out here. Going deep.
Oh,
Pickens had 2 guys on him.
that'd have been a 50-yarder.
Had an opportunity.
Got Mays in at left guard now, and actually got Salyer in at right guard.
So I wonder what's up with Isaiah Wilson when your starting right tackle's not in there.
I think Isaiah Wilson's in there.
Oh, he is. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
there he is. There's the
Break
draw.
it! Break it!
Whoa,
That's a good play.
that is. Now you're looking 3rd and 1.
Yeah, because 3rd and 10 back there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
With the issues we've seen with the pass protection.
They had good pass protection on the first down. Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, get
But
up
they thought Georgia was going to run it. So
Get up there and run the ball.
Look for how many people South
Here's
Carolina
your-
keeps in the box here.
That's a good
they
call.
will take that.
Stay with it. Long, hard count, that a boy. Now get up there and run a play.
It's good when the coach is in the attaboys.
Calling on Georgia.
No, they didn't. Come on,
No,
Mr.
no,
Negative.
No, I'm just saying the South Carolina was pointing.
Well, have you ever seen anybody that didn't?
No. Well, no, a lot of times you see a guy point like, my bad, you know. Hey, I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, got a bust.
Oh,
Hey,
dude,
yeah,
there wasn't a head bob. There was nothing. He was reading the snap count.
run the draw again.
That goes back to your question. How do you screw over an aggressive defense? Right there. Change up the snap count on them.
4-man rush. Fromm's got plenty of time. I like that he's running with us.
Yeah.
Don't do anything crazy to turn the ball over. Gain 5 yards.
The confidence that he had with Isaiah Wilson on that play, that guy was within 3 feet of him, and he didn't move knowing that Isaiah was going to pick him up. The guy from South Carolina was bearing down on him, and he's like, I'm fine. Let Isaiah pick him up, saw that there was no wide receiver option, and then took off.
Coach, are you in 4-down territory pretty much this whole drive?
I think so. I think we got to run a little bit
5
quicker
minutes right
tempo
now.
here. This is a screen, maybe.
There's a lot of time off the clock. Shit.
Get it up.
Yeah, Fromm's underthrowing a few receivers today.
Run it. Let's go. Let's don't wait.
4:46 first down.
God.
So because that's a bigger
is
play,
long.
would this be? You were saying this is a spot you would like him to do some of those planned hurry-ups.
Boy, pick. You're good run after the catch. Let's go. Keep going here.
Yeah.
This is perfect. I've said it about 20 times today. He's going to gash him on this draw here and again. Please. Not from this formation, probably.
One, he's got to back up. There's the draw. Oof.
That was just inside run.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Get up and run it. You don't have time to mess around here, boys.
That was a decent block from Charlie Warner. It wasn't spectacular, but enough that it gave Swift an option.
It's unbelievable. Slowly.
Some
Go ahead.
criticism for lack of urgency with the clock.
Yeah, you're under 4. God. Third
Well,
7,
one
Coach.
thing about it, if we don't make it, we got all our timeouts left. But
3 minutes, 44 seconds left in the game, 3rd and 7.
Tell us about what you're drinking.
I'm knocking back these Natty Seltzer Lights. If Georgia loses this game, I'm going to drink that whole case behind me.
Well, if they win,
down that
if they
pyramid.
win, you could
I'll
too.
drive you
Yeah.
home.
Big shout out to all our fans at UGAsports.com who've tuned in. We really appreciate it. I want to thank all you people for being subscribers for so long. We've had people in there 22 years. We've had people who's been on there for a long time, gotten married, have had children. Their children are now on the board, and we appreciate the best community in college football, the folks at UGAsports.com.
I want to say to you, really being forward thinking, all the different things you've added since I've been watching and listening to you guys with all these Thursday night podcasts, the Tuesday podcasts, having Dayne and Rollins do that filmed online. I mean, there's a lot of things on there for somebody to get 99 cents a day.
27 cents a day. $99 a year.
Well, I can't think.
But if you want to give us a tip, we'll take
Yeah. But so it's $99 a year to be a member of UGAsports.com. And again, if you're watching this, please hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. That's free. So you can hit subscribe on the YouTube page. We'd greatly appreciate it. It helps us when on the side when it says suggested videos for you. The more subscribers we have, the more times we get suggested, and so it gets our name out there. We're doing a lot of this stuff for free, so you folks can watch it. So we really, really appreciate you being a subscriber. It would mean a lot to us.
All right, we're back to the action here. 3rd and 7, 3:44 left. Georgia down by 7.
3 receivers to the right. All day to throw.
Good throw.
There's a big throw and a big catch by
Demetrius
Demetrius Robertson.
I like the formation there because they overloaded the side and cleared out and then let the guy come back into the boundary. So it wasn't just a one receiver side like they've been jumping these routes. And that's why Robertson's the money player now. He's doing. Here we go. Now show him your tail lights, Pickens.
Get that first down, get out of bounds. I'll take that. That's a win-win right there.
Yeah, that back in the old days, getting out of bounds would stop the clock, but it doesn't anymore. Bust you a little bit.
What?
It does with 2 minutes to go, though.
Yeah.
I would think that Georgia
Natty
can do
Lights.
whatever it wants to here. Like if there could be some draw plays here now, Coach, right?
17 seconds on the play.
I'm real good with just running the ball here.
See, now the safeties are a lot closer.
You can run back to the left.
Faked it.
Don't get a holding penalty. You did 4 downs on here, boys.
Mm-hmm. 2nd 10, 2:46 left.
You know, South Carolina's really making Jake Fromm beat them right now.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I mean,
41 pass attempts, career high.
career high in completions and attempts.
And turnovers.
Yeah.
41 attempts and 2 interceptions with no touchdowns.
Plus a fumble.
Yeah.
We got to
So I would make him, if I'm right now, do you want Georgia's run game or do you want the guy that's giving you 3 turnovers?
Sure. I mean, look at this box right here.
Yep.
8 guys in the box.
That's just not a very smart run there by Zeus.
No, that's a.
Just ran right into him. You got to show.
That's just a time killer too.
But a piece of that's probably so your 3rd down isn't necessarily 3rd and 10. You at least have a little wiggle room here.
222. 222.
Sprint him out once. I've asked you 32 times, but he's not with the guy lined up there. Where's Swift?
I think at this point they're not worried about the clock.
Worried about protection. You got Landers over there on the left. Pickens in the game.
He looked at Landers first. What do you do? Minute 59, 4th and 6.
I like that clear out with Robertson underneath, but here comes Swift back in the game. Don't waste the time out here because you're going to need it to stop them.
Yeah, 18, 17.
I would think South Carolina's going to have someone tracking Swift out of the backfield on a pass.
Yep.
Pickens by himself up top.
6 guys on the
Don't throw it to
line,
him.
7 on the line.
Wow.
That's a penalty.
Pass
there.
interference. We'll take it.
7 grab 17 there, Wolf.
There's your post route, Coach.
Yep.
At the very end of the game.
You know, they have people say, "Why do you throw it to 17?" There was really man coverage over the middle. It was uncatchable because the ball was over his head.
Right.
Olinsky.
Got to think that's a call South Carolina fans will be upset about, the penalty.
The guy grabbed him.
It can be. He's pulling his jersey, and then he lets go at the last second. It's like, yeah.
Uncatchables for interference, buddy. Then high school.
Not for holding.
Come on, let's run the rock here.
With the way South Carolina
I think it's be a great time for Jake to fake it and keep it. I really do.
he did that a lot his freshman year.
Go
They
field
would-
it
they
for
wouldn't
field
be
or
on
boundary.
Swift.
Whoa, there's a touchdown.
Demetrius Robertson touchdown back of the end zone. Georgia.
Told you that was happening.
PAT pending. Can tie it.
Yes, sir. Demetrius Robertson earned his spurs on that drive, and Jake Fromm with the guy in his face right there.
You know, as bad of a game as Fromm has had, that was a gritty drive.
Uh-oh, I don't know about that.
Is there enough to overturn?
He had it one.
He's
Yeah,
got it with
yeah.
the left
Left.
foot. He's fine.
Yeah. Thank goodness we're not
That is
pro.
that reminds me of some Chris Conley, Javon Wims, that toe tap at the very last
Right.
second. Oof.
Now, Coach, I want to flip this, projecting forward here for what's in Muschamp's head. You got 1:48 left, but you're at your third string quarterback unless they trot Olinsky out there, which would be quite bold.
The way Olinsky's sitting, I can't imagine.
I can't. Yeah, same thing.
He's not huddled up with offensive
The first
coordinator.
thing we got to do here is protect against this Wanham guy who blocked the last field goal.
Yeah.
Good point.
Watch.
I'm
Let's get an
skipping
end
ahead.
zone shot and watch our left guard and left tackle. That's where they blocked it from. They're
See how
coming
they're
the other
bunched
side
over
this
there.
time.
Yeah. Well, that's because they take on 2 and they let him come through.
He's
There he
through
is.
again.
Well done.
You're right. Well, they take him on. They make the gap for him to come through. They push out. He comes through.
All right, what you got to do right here is kick this sucker in the end zone, and then you were asking me what would he do if I got to be real careful with the football and understand if I run the ball, Georgia's probably going to call timeout, and not make anything on first down. But you also got to feel like when they ate the pregame meal this morning, wherever they were, that they would have said, look, if we can be 17-17, go to overtime, we'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Texas
Lamb
is doing
again.
some good tackling, aren't they?
Yeah, for you.
Hey, you're talking about, people got to remember, my grandson's going to college out there. My granddaughter is in high school. So, I coach there, but
Yeah.
I'm watching this game because
I know, but
let's get this one. But people going to get on me for something. I don't know what else. But let me tell you this, that was a clutch drive that saved any chance you had of being in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You can't make it with a loss to South Carolina. Nothing against them, but let's just don't take for granted he's going to kick this in the end zone here. You got to really cover here. Cover like it's the last one you ever covered. Couple clutch moves there by George Pickens, too, on that drive. You see him catch it and make yardage after the catch?
Yep.
They were all over us.
Let's see Tresman Marshall get down there.
We were asking for receivers to kind of step up and make a play. You saw Pickens and Robertson do it on that drive.
2 guys
Here we go. Here's a
that
recap
you should
of
be able to
it.
count on.
Well, he first started out with a little run there. Now watch Pickens drop his inside shoulder.
Yep.
Robertson clutch.
That 4th down penalty, South Carolina fans that's gonna.
Well,
Well, they can bitch all they want.
when did-
They've got a few holding calls that weren't called.
when would they ever say,
that it was. Yeah, you're
all
right.
right, this first play here, they're going to throw a little quick screen into the boundary.
Yeah, Olinsky's still on the sideline. Like
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly. Bonk.
They faked it and threw the other guy. Shit.
Yep. That's almost exactly where they
Georgia
went.
played it like I thought.
This kid's not playing like a third-string quarterback.
The thing that worries me here more than anything is them scrambling for a big play to set up a field goal.
Yep. Same play.
No, that was.
I mean, not same play, same area. That's what I'm saying.
Right here, poise and confidence are part of our game plan.
You know, earlier in the year, this is when we would see Ojulari coming full steam from the edge.
Yep.
He's backing out this play.
Dropping into coverage over the middle.
That's really good coverage.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was good coverage by DJ.
What kind of field goal kicker they got? Look it up. He's going to get a shot at one if we keep doing this. Another good call there, because here's the deal. It could be either caught or intercepted or penalty.
Yeah.
And, hey, two of them are your favor. You can't stop the out in a 2-minute offense. Play off the guy.
Yeah. Oh, we got two big guys in motion.
They going to finally hit that.
7 of 9 on field goals this year.
Keep him in bounds. That's good.
0 for 2 from 50 plus. Anything closer, they've made.
Will, timeout.
Yeah.
Is that Jake Roos's brother? Got the beard? I tell you, Jake's been working hard on his beard. He even had his mother and sister come over there the other day.
I try to shave him.
No, at come to Champions.
Yeah.
I didn't want everybody to see me and you in this kind of angst situation. Did you? I was thinking I was going to be ready to just do a little end zone dance. I really had that end zone dance. I probably should have done it after Robertson did it, because I was doing a funky chicken across the room. I practiced leg, and man, I tell you, you talking about Karnak the Magnificent. I was wrong on this one.
I think everybody was.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is absolutely the best game that South Carolina's played, and it's absolutely the worst game.
I don't know. There's some bettors that were hitting South Carolina hard. That line was dropping.
I've said this about 30 times, but this quarterback worries me running. No penalties.
They tried to scare him. There's your spy.
Yep. Anderson missed him. But he did. He acted like he was going to blitz. He stepped back as a spy.
That's Anderson's guy.
If I'm
make that tackle.
If I'm UGA here, I call it timeout. Oh my goodness!
He's got it. Oh wow! He tripped.
No, he got a shoestring just enough to affect him.
Really? I thought he tripped. But I mean, you saw all that other space in front of him. I thought that guy is gone.
If I'm Georgia, I call timeout right here. Good call, Kirby. If they don't make it, we got the ball on there and a chance for a field goal. If they do, you get all your situations covered here. Number one here is spy that quarterback.
Yep.
So far on this drive, he's made 2 really good runs.
Who do you put on him?
You got to put one of your backers.
I was saying, I just.
Got a Bulldog fan in California watching us. Says he can't watch the game because there's no power because of some fires in his area. So he's watching us. Appreciate you.
Good. I hate for the fire, but
we hope everything's all right. But hopefully Georgia will pull out a win for you.
Yeah, that PF&G with those rolling blackouts. A lot of people find out that that they put the. Oh boy,
he's trying it. How far is it? I didn't even consider that he would be kicking it.
58 yards?
58-yarder.
Black cat. Black cat. Black cat.
No way.
Yeah, black cat. Now we got a chance here.
What the hell? My brother would yell, monkey nuts.
Black cat worked.
Black cat does.
What does black cat mean, Coach?
That means really bad luck.
Bad luck, man.
But seriously, one thing there, great timeout by Kirby Smart because we got a chance with the ball right there. With
And
two
Rodrigo.
That's inexplicable. He tried that field goal. He figured he'd been rolling.
That's almost like a fake punt.
He's been rolling 7 and 11 all day. Everything's worked for Will.
Yeah.
Hey, Will, you're living on Tulsa time right now. Here comes the Dogs. The first play is critical here. Rodrigo is getting lubed up over there.
I mean, Georgia needs, 15 yards to be in his territory?
Nah, a little longer.
Oh, a little bit
25.
3-man rush.
All day.
Oh,
Bad pass, Jake.
why would you?
He just a little bit behind. Those shoes that Rod's got are just classic. You got to hit him
Throw it
there.
way behind him. I mean, just call it what it is. He's off today.
Seriously, right here, I could tell you that what I would do, but I've said it about 30 times, so I'm not going to say it again. He's under center.
Roll him out to the field. No, he's going to back up, though.
No, draw.
3-man rush. There's a draw play. There it is.
Such patience.
Yeah.
Timeout.
Picked up 8.
Yeah.
Call timeout.
Still got a timeout left, but you probably want to hold on to that.
That was
right?
a good call. I mean, that was a
Draw. They run a draw.
that was a good timeout. Seriously,
Are you willing him to call?
I've
this
missed I've missed a couple draws,
his phone and see if
but
he's
I'm gonna
texting
just say if they would just. Hey, Josh, let me talk to Kirby. Okay. Hey, Kirby.
Good job on the draw, Kirby.
Yeah, good
What
job.
you got to do is roll this guy out. I'm serious. Roll him out and hit the boundary.
So you want him to roll into the boundary?
No, to roll out this way, away from the pressure, and hit the guy in the flat.
Okay.
Because you avoid the biggest decision here is if we don't make it, are you going to go for it on 4th down?
With 1 timeout.
No, but if you don't make it, they still got a chance to, I mean, do you punt or not? This is the play that you work on all week, your best play, which to me would be some kind of misdirection here because they're going to heat you up. These receivers are going to be, they're going to play them tight. Just don't throw deep like we have several times today.
Play action.
It's Kirby right back here.
Give me that 3 route.
Get rid of the ball.
Now he's going to run for it. He's got
Get
it.
out of bounds.
That's what he's doing.
I was afraid that was going to be a sack.
Yeah, it has been throughout most of the
way
game.
he tucked it and turned.
Yeah.
This guy says, really odd decision from Muschamp there to try that field goal. I agree with you, Kirby. You heard the text. I mean, he said it was really odd.
That was.
He said, I told him back in Valdosta when I drew up 10 players on the field, I was going to run that on him.
That's
You didn't
clear
get that
land.
one, did you? They got Kirby for only having 10 players on the field, or 12 on his dartboard. But we got a shot right here with 1 completion.
Stay on him, Isaiah.
Timeout.
You got to call the timeout.
All right, this is it. This is what I do there.
1 shot deeper.
No,
Why would you not, if you're going to kick the field goal here, why would you not let the clock go down about 4 seconds?
because
That's
he's
the
not
last
going
one.
to kick it. It's too far. He wants to get it up a little
Yeah, that's
further.
what I'm saying. That's
See that green line? He want to get.
you're about 10 yards past that.
I didn't mean to be smart there, Dayne.
No.
Yeah. Whatever you do,
No penalties, no holding.
throw it as far out of bounds as you have to.
Well, and You could play in the boundary and go clock
Your
it.
play here is to put Robertson on the left, put him in motion, and throw it into to the field like he did before.
Yeah. Give him the room to work. He could pick up 7 yards.
Or if you really felt confident, right next time, Jamari, you got to bite him in the
Yep. He
crotch.
goes up like that, and you fold him in half like a cheap towel.
We got 4 in there. This could be devastating. He's 12 months pregnant, this guy.
Yeah.
I like this, the fact he's in there. See where that line is? We're 6 yards behind it there, which he could do it.
Two of your best blockers to the right. Speed guys to the left.
There
There it is.
it is. He's going to our boy. That 24 is all world today. Was that to
Wolf.
no, I thought it was 87.
Hey, you might have been. I thought it was the
Would have been
Wolf.
Simmons.
Yep. He was over there on the right.
They're
But
still over there.
but you had those two on the right before, so.
Don't get a delay of game.
He got it off.
He's going deep. Flag down. Could be the ball game. Right there.
If it's on them, we got a field goal. No, it's
No.
on us.
Weren't set.
They weren't delayed for one count.
Yeah, got to be 1 second.
Just a mistake.
Some really crucial penalties in this game.
You just can't be moving. Well, you let the clock run down to 4 seconds. You don't give them time to get set. Maybe a penalty here.
Pickens is on the right side if you're looking for size. Timeout must
Well,
be.
let's just talk about overtime here. We'll talk about that after this. We could pull a Tennessee here. Jawan Jennings, telephone call to Juwan Jennings. That's the end zone where we're throwing to where our guy threw it
Yeah.
for a touchdown.
A situation like this is where you'd like to have Lawrence Cager for a jump ball.
Oof. Hey, go there and find Tommy Bush. That's a tall fella.
Bush, Pickens, and Landers out there.
Exactly.
I think Tommy Bush is hurt.
He is. I just said if you had to pick a tall wide receiver, that'd be a guy I'd look for.
Bad penalty there.
Rodriguez like, give me a chance. I'll do it.
I got it, Coach. I got it. I'm
The deal there was, though, that
Shake win Heisman right here.
we didn't get the play called in time, and so when the guys changed another deal, the receivers, one's got to be on the line, one off, and they switched. You see that?
Yep.
This is it. Clock, clock, clock. Big Ben. A lot of people call it Big Ben. Most people
This is
call
where
it
I'm getting
Hail
out of
Mary.
wide angle lens, sitting in the end zone, waiting for I hope was the cover of Sports
I
Illustrated.
think Pickens up top, so this might be going top left if they're going to him.
He's not gonna have enough time.
He's going to get hit.
Yep. When I called it.
Overtime.
Is that a fumble?
They didn't whistle it dead. So I mean, they called it a fumble.
Glad
Ooh,
we
I
didn't
think
have
Kinlaw, their best player's hurt.
Glad we didn't have a penalty for hitting them out of bounds.
Oh, come on. He's moving forward with that. That's an incomplete pass. Hey, you can give him roughing the passer. They hit him in the head.
Well, Coach, let's talk
All right,
overtime
here's
here.
the thing you talk about overtime. First thing you want to do is get your team up there and talk to them about no penalties, and what can happen if the other team has the ball, for sure, and the game's over if you just recover a fumble if you're ahead. So you talk about that. Don't try to be a hero. But the first thing you want to do is hopefully win the toss. And if you win the toss, you're going to go on defense, because by going on defense, you know what you got to do. The other teams can either score a touchdown or 3 points, or they don't score. So you know what you got to do to win the game. But if you do go on offense first, then you got to understand that you got 4 downs to make it. Protect the ball at all costs. You lose your scholarship if you get a penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you don't take your scholarship, but you do take their car away. But you cannot have a penalty in overtime. You just can't have a penalty. The other thing is, you got to understand this condensed defense. They're going to take chances against you on offense, so anticipate pressure. Okay, anticipate some things to really get you off kilter. So with that, I'm gonna get me something to drink and we'll be ready to go.
While he does that, I don't necessarily think we should go through the full reads, but I do want to thank Natural Light Seltzer and Southeastern Mortgage Solutions for sponsoring this watch along with us, this watch party with Coach Donnan. Really thank you guys for making this something that we're able to do, and didn't think we'd be here this long, if I'm quite honest with you.
Well, it's time for the 40. I mean, just saying, it's a...
Is that the first or second one? I haven't been watching what you're doing over
I'll
here.
just say, well, we have a situation with these overtime game against South Carolina. What was the line on this game?
It ended up being around 21-22. It was dropping, right?
Yeah, it was dropping.
A lot of money was going towards South Carolina.
Yeah, I guess some people realized what was going on there. And
what was Georgia's last overtime game?
I don't even remember.
Was it the national championship?
Yeah, I was thinking the Rose Bowl.
Well, national championship would have been after that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Told you I had too many of these.
There may have been one in between, but I can't remember it off the top of my
Are we
head.
on the break? Are you on the screen here?
We are on screen
We're
right
still
now, but we can be in a break.
No, you go and do your stuff, Coach. I just opened this 40 from Champy's, so. Give a shout out to Leon Farmer and folks and our friends over at Bud Light. I just want to point out that one of our sponsors today is our favorite beer to drink on game day, Bud Light. Bud Light is an American light lager that's been around since 1982, and for good reason. It's crisp, refreshing, and pairs great with tailgate food. And I can tell you, having tailgate food and having a Bud Light, it is a great combination. So, thank you to Leon Farmer, Kathleen, and folks over there, and all our friends at Anheuser-Busch. I'll tell you what, if you folks want to send me a picture of you buying a Natural Light Seltzer, whoever sends me a photo from the furthest away via Twitter, direct mail, email, I don't care. You send me a picture of you buying a Natty Light Seltzer, I have a $100 gift card for you.
Georgia's on offense.
So South Carolina won the toss here. So run your best play, which that's a good play there.
That's a productive play.
At least 5.
5 yards. I give him 4.5 from the line, Judge.
There's going to come one time this year where Jake keeps that, and they're going to have a walk-in.
Yep.
I like that first play.
Again, I remember Jake doing that freshman year. He got 2 touchdowns in the first half against Tennessee. It's just something that they haven't done very much since then.
Well, we got Swift out.
That's Cook back there coming in.
We're going to throw it again.
Yep. How many throws is this? 50s? 55? Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. Tyler Simmons, a senior receiver.
How about that 24?
That's an all-American performance. Screw all SEC.
Is that 3 for him?
Yep.
I mean, that lets the air out of the stadium.
All he needs is a field goal now.
Ball's right there.
Wow.
That's going to go down as an interception for Jake, but it shouldn't.
No, but it does.
Perfect throw.
Yeah. I mean, that's a first down. That's moving the chains. It's on the money, right in the damn hands.
Hit him in the face mask. And again, that's a veteran senior receiver. It's going to take a heroic effort here from
You got to
defense.
sell the ranch here and get a lost yardage play. You just got to.
Nope. Like I said, folks, send me a picture of you buying Natural Light Seltzer, the Catalina Lime, or the Aloha Beaches flavor. Tell me where you're buying it. Send me the picture via Twitter, Facebook,
You'll need a cart
text
full.
message. Just you buying it. We have a $100 gift card for the person who does it from the furthest away.
Goodness.
There's that run. I was talking about they were going to keep it on the ground, and we've seen 2 back-to-back strong runs. Just inching that kicker closer and closer.
This would be the upset of the year in the SEC for sure.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Is that 4 turnovers?
4 turnovers.
5, really, when you caught that last one of the game,
Yeah.
which wasn't really. Fumble!
Nope.
Here comes your kick attempt. Who's the best guy to block? Is it Anderson? With his
Yeah, the
long
other
arms?
thing you got to hope is this guy that's missed his last one, maybe think about it.
He hasn't missed a kick from this distance all year.
Time for him. Call timeout, Kirby.
I mean, that's a chip shot. 34 yards.
I mean, you've got your junior wide receiver throwing to a senior, and your junior quarterback throwing to a senior wide receiver.
Wide
on
open.
Wide open. I get that one. I get that first interception. That was a bad throw. Second one, a guy who hadn't played a whole lot, you're not on the same page, but that last interception, that's just, and great hands. Wow, one-handed catch.
And I don't want to pile on Tyler Simmons too much. I mean, Georgia has too much talent to be in that position for that mistake to cost them a football game.
No.
But at the same time, you've played enough football. Just everything that could have gone wrong in this game for Georgia to be in this position has.
Yep. So every time Georgia loses, or every time Georgia's upset, they've missed a field goal.
Don't leap here and get a leaping penalty. He missed it. He missed it.
Whoa!
Living on Tulsa time.
Oh my God! I don't have my heart's not strong enough for this, Coach.
All right, now they go on offense first.
Yep.
I tell you what, we've used the black cat, we've used a few things, but right there is complete gassage.
Yeah.
Did he get a low snap? You couldn't ask for much.
No,
more.
that was he got it up in time.
That guy right
He
there.
just chipped it too far to the right. And I'll tell you, from where he's sitting on the
Where's
field
his mother?
from where Olinsky's sitting, it is tough to tell if that ball's good or not. At that angle,
I'm telling you, man.
he I guarantee you, he thought it was good.
Here's the deal. And I'm serious as you can. We are going to get going now. We got to. This is just incredulous.
I do want to give a shout out to one of our
Sorry
friends.
for yelling.
No, hey, we're only on YouTube.
Trust me, the people watching us, they're yelling too.
Yeah. John Theus, oh man. Anthony Desher, Holy Mother of Irk.
That's what you call field goal defense, part
Yeah.
3. Now they're on the field here. Let's go. There's a double reverse pass.
Not
Got to
a
make
pass,
the
he's keeping
tackle.
it.
Run him down. Oh, Nikes.
That's what we
Picked up
talked
7.
about. Watch for something, taking chances. God knows. I mean, don't let up. You dodged the bullet here. We got to keep going here.
That doesn't give you the win. It just means we're back to the second overtime, 0 points.
They got 6 yards there, didn't they?
Yep. 7. Temple knocked off Memphis.
I don't think many
Quarterback.
people on the stream care about that one
I'm
right
just
now,
saying
Radi.
it's
I'm just
interesting.
saying.
Quarterback's going to hit him.
You had him. There it is. Oh, you had him and you missed him.
Give me a spot. You got to make those
2 yards
plays.
short.
See, if they get that loss there, that field goal would have been even harder.
Yep.
Watch the hard count.
So he picked up 1 or 2. Excuse me. Third one.
Got to think South Carolina's just handing off up the middle to get the 1, right?
Yep. That's what I call.
Quarterback keep.
Got Devontae White in there, 95. That's your guy. Or does he run off tackle and try to pick up the 1?
Timeout South Carolina. Looked like they were confused.
We got Adam Anderson in there.
Anderson served as the spy a little bit here in the fourth quarter. I'm going to scroll back up and look for a reaction to that field goal.
Huh?
Because I did not look down.
I like my friend Kevin Newton over at their Ohio State site. Before he's even kicked, he goes, preemptive college kickers. I'm like, yeah.
We used the black cat too many times there.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Oklahoma looks safe.
Not going to cover. Yeah, they could. 14, what is it, 10 and a half?
I never saw the line. I'm not a hardcore bettor like you, Coach.
Oh, yeah. How many more you got those drinks?
I've gone through quite a few, and now I'm
Have
working on.
anybody sent a picture yet?
Not yet.
Get back, Kirby. You can't stop that play yourself.
He would if he could.
Hey, he's a pretty good safety.
I can see him going for the touchdown here.
Who's the receiver up top? Are they that bold?
He's got a lot of room there to the right.
Right up.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Tyler Clark with the initial hit.
That was my mouth-watering player of the game. Haven't really heard his name called a whole lot.
That's before we knew you were going to hydrate with these seltzers.
We moved on to the 40-ounce Bud Light.
This could be a hard count.
15, 14. Yeah, but if he's screwed. He's our called timeout.
Yeah. Get
9,
the leg game.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Get lined up, Jordan. He's
3,
sneaking.
2, 1. Oh, wait.
Georgia
Kirby,
called timeout.
I don't know about that. They were getting ready to have.
I think he was worried about that sneak.
Yeah, maybe we can.
I don't know if
here.
they would have had time to get the snap off the way it was going.
They were lined up. I think he could have done it. That would make sense. So you get up there, you try to start that hard count, get them off sides, and then you just kick it from 5 yards farther
Look
back.
at the clock here.
Yeah.
I feel like a couple of Georgia's linemen were kind of close to the neutral zone. I wonder if Kirby saw that and said, let's not chance it.
Yeah, but now Kirby doesn't have it for his side.
If I'm Will Muschamp right here, and I'm not, I would jump that guy up in the line and run a naked bootleg, and it's either going to be an outhouse or penthouse.
Yep. Over to the field side.
Yeah. But
I've seen him do it into the boundary, and it works too. So,
this guy's going in motion up there. I know that.
yep, that'd be your lead block.
First down.
Got it.
Wow. They blocked the heck out of
They
us there.
did. That was great blocking. Thanks to our friends over at Bud Light.
Fumble. Same play
thing.
again.
Yeah.
No Jordan Davis in there right now, right?
I see Thornton in there. Barnett, excuse me.
Hit him.
There you go. Lost yardage.
What's the flag for?
Hope we didn't line up all sides.
Yeah.
It's on Georgia.
Mikael Carter, offsides.
This dumbass penalty.
You got to go back further.
What do we say about overtime? No penalties. Jesus.
With penalties and turnovers, this game.
Yeah. Well, it's a situation when you have the penalties and turnovers. That's when you've beaten yourself.
All of this is bonus. This game should be over.
Yep.
Speed option.
Yep.
Ojulari.
Gotta make the tackle up there, Daniels. Guy's quick down.
Yeah. He's not Mike Davis, but he's still a load.
They got 3 yards there out of nothing. I guarantee he ain't kicking the field goal. 4th down, unless they lose yards. Play action.
Yep.
They got some big old Chilardos up there front.
Yeah, they're running heavy.
Ah!
Oh!
Tyler Clark again.
Mouthwater.
You'll see that in film, don't lie.
You gonna kick a field goal now?
What'd I say about a senior not making a play earlier, or a senior just made a play?
Yeah.
Watch Clark right here. Watch how he gets skinny on the snap of the ball. Tip the shoulder, gets
Whoa, nice dip there.
the snap. What a huge
For a 300-pound guy he got skinny. That's when you need that high snap.
Like that!
No, they got
Right here now. If you're any football team, you get a touchdown and win 6-3.
Yep.
Great
So-
play there.
I want credit for picking Tyler Clark as the player of the game. He didn't show up the entire game.
What was your score prediction?
I'll shut up. I'm just saying.
Better than mine.
It was.
I think I picked Jake.
Yeah.
You want to take
He almost took the football.
That would have been the greatest play in the history of this thing if he just take the handoff and took it the other way.
Wow.
Here's what you do now. Burma rode it.
God, so many players out. Every time they go to the sideline, I'm like, yep, there's a guy that could make a difference.
Uh-oh, he's under center.
For the whole thing, or is he going back out of there? No? Wow.
That was a poor run. The play was to the left
Yeah,
and he
but say
cut
they
back.
loaded up left, and he tried that cutback lane.
See that?
All that room to the left. So now you got to go to the air.
There it is.
Oh my God.
What was that?
Looked like he's trying to hit Swift in the flat and he wasn't open, so he came back to Charlie.
I mean, the fake, was there anybody behind him?
He faked the Swift and then he ran the flat.
Okay.
Come on. I'm feeling touchdown.
Yeah. Here comes your pass.
If you can protect.
George Pickett's taking off. Double coverage on George. Oh, what?
Fans want to pass
nice tackle.
interference.
He missed him.
3 plays, 0 yards.
I mean, the ref was there, so.
Yeah. He figured that he was falling on his own. Get on one him.
He missed it.
He missed. Ball game.
South Carolina wins.
Just wasn't in the cards today, boys. You got a guy like that miss the field goal.
Oof.
That's the kind of win that'll keep Muschamp at South Carolina. Wow. You turned the ball over as much as Georgia did. It's tough to win.
So Georgia had 15 SEC East wins. That streak comes to an end. You had Fromm without a Fromm had an interception all year. Has 3 in this game. They do it with their third string quarterback. South Carolina does.
Well, they didn't score any points with him.
I know, I'm saying, but he's in there and you couldn't overcome it. So
They're reviewing Muschamp now. Him personally, this guy mean a lot to him to win a game there.
What'd you say?
So it's got to mean a lot to Will Muschamp. To
Oh
win this
yeah,
game.
come back and win here in this stadium, and
he was 0-6.
his team was well prepared, and they did a good job of doing what they had to do. I mean, you got to make Georgia lose the game. I mean, hard to win a game when you make that many mistakes and just don't function. And this morning, you would have never thought we'd throw 50 passes and not get even 150 yards rushing, did we?
I don't want to see these final stats. Those stats are bad. And you got to give congrats to Will for that was a hell of a game plan, hell of execution.
And it kept us off balance there with some really good plays.
I mean, Georgia went 2 overtimes and scored 17 points. That's not okay offensively. Now, much of that is because of turnovers, but there are other problems as well.
Yeah, four turnovers. That's 28 points you leave it on the floor.
And look, South Carolina's defensive line dictated a lot on special teams and on defense.
Don't tear up the hedges, man.
Yeah, that's
Classless.
that is a classless move. A guy who hadn't missed a field goal all year. That's the other streak I was trying to think of. He misses 2.
One was blocked and that one, but they go down as 2 misses.
And there's nobody more heartbroken than Rodrigo Blankenship.
I mean, Blankenship has that. Tyler Simmons had that drop. Fromm had
4 turnovers.
Probably his worst game. Definitely all year, but
probably his career.
Yeah.
I mean, especially considering how many passes he threw. That's a quarterback rating down in the crapper.
Well, I was hoping we'd have a little better time than this, but we appreciate everybody checking in, asking questions, and there's not much you can say except tip your hat to South Carolina and understand that we didn't execute.
You want to hit a couple questions in there?
Yeah.
Coach, all right. So what's next? Georgia goes from here. You've lost the
Well, everything's still in your sights as far as the Eastern Division. If Florida loses tonight, then that game going to be for all the marbles probably. But if they don't, you can still make it by beating Florida. So,
Right.
But we got some issues here. I mean, had some injuries to some key players. Cager could have used him in the red zone. That's for sure. The whole second half. It's just
Maybe Brian Herrion.
well, and Brian was a big money guy, but we the way we were running the ball,
Yeah, I don't think that was the difference.
Right,
but I
but,
mean, sometimes he comes up with a big play.
true. And this is Halloween. Tennessee won. I mean,
I will say from a season perspective, not all is lost. I mean, Georgia does have to run the table at this point to have a chance for, big time postseason. But like the schedule in front of them will have Florida, Auburn, either Alabama or LSU most likely in the SEC championship if they were to get that far.
So for everyone who says the season's over, think about this. You still got, if you win out, you beat a highly ranked Florida team. You beat an Auburn team that's at that point, I don't know where they'll be ranked at that point. They've got a really tough schedule ahead of them. You got a Texas A&M team, which a lot of the voters respect. And then if you make it to the SEC title game, which I still think they should, you play in Alabama or an LSU. If you win that one, you're in the playoffs. They're not going to knock out an SEC champion